Guy Hadid. Yeah, why did I put that name? Damn it.
I don't know. I don't know. But we'll get
Yeah,
to
me
we'll get
neither.
to Guy Hadid. We will see.
Oh, I know, I know. Yeah, Jadid is mean it means new.
No.
So new guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the new guy. Yeah, I remember now. I remember now. Yeah.
All right. Um, so a little recap, since somewhere along the road you're gonna meet Guy, or his new character. Um, So last game, we, it's the early snow of fall, and you had decided to go back to Thistle Hold after tracking down the Half Moon cult and dealing with the priest and exacting revenge for the death of Melga. And you traveled south out of the forest, and it was somewhat fraught with trouble and misdirection and difficulty. But eventually, you found the Erenata River, which is this little tributary off the Eonor, right down through here. So you kind of followed the river southeast and wandered kind of south along its dangerous banks. Along the way, you encountered an ancient structure with these 5 pentagon pillars, or it had 5 sides to these pillars in the center. And there was something in the center, like a sunken pillar with these 2 rings attached to it. One was embedded in the pillar stuff, and the other ring attached to it. And you decided to leave, but Leeromei became ensnarled by whatever magic was in that circle. He entered the circle with Bo, and although everyone left, it took him about 15, 20 minutes to realize that Leeromei had turned around and went back and was just standing in the middle of that circle, small circle made by these pillars of pentagon white kind of marble. Eventually, the company had to knock Leeromei out and drag him out of the pentagon because he wouldn't leave under his own volition, and they carried him away into Davokar to get away from whatever that circle was. They didn't figure it out, and they knew there was writing on the marble pillars. It was really cold out, and if their breath frosted or fogged up the side of these kind of smooth edges, they could see ancient writing on the pillars that would fade away after their breath faded away. And so they continued southeast, and they encountered a dead treasure hunter that was soaking wet, having walked out of the forest, and for some reason was trying to make it to the river itself, but he was wet for some other reason. And they decided to camp because it was evening. In the middle of the night, as Bo was watching, a small troll shadow snuck in and stole Leeromei's sun mask off his face and went running into the forest. Leeromei obviously gave chase because he didn't want to lose his sun mask. And they encountered this huge ancient troll sitting on a fallen tree with this tiny little kind of troll shadow next to him. And the giant ancient troll wanted to make a trade. He wanted a bright thing, either the sun mask or something else, and that wasn't gonna happen. And so conflict and combat ensued, and eventually they overcame the giant ancient troll, and the remaining troll shadows that were in the trees shooting arrows down at them, scampered through the canopy of the trees, and they continued south. They decided that they were going to continue south and then try to travel to Thistle Hold and reconnect either with, more than likely, Mayor Night Pitch about the Copper Crown and see if any information had been discovered about where it should be returned to, so that the spirit of the dead King Hurian Lo Apak could be put to rest. And they're just outside the borders of Davokar. we ended the session where they made that last bit of travel, and then they camped there on the edge of Davokar, right where the token is, really, where the company token is. Does anyone have any questions or additions?
Only that the treasure hunter thing was the other party.
Was it?
'Cause that's how. Yeah, that's how Kandu died.
No, you had two treasure hunters.
Did
Right,
we?
that's right.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
in each.
One in each. This treasure hunter was already dead. You came upon
Oh.
if you remember, you came upon a body that was soaking wet, but he hadn't been in the river. He was trying to make it towards the river, and his trail led into Davokar. You decided not to investigate that trail and, fleeced him for whatever goods and treasure he had on him.
Sorry, I was too busy reflecting on how it was actually Bo that fucked Leeromei with the ring, and like that retelling makes it sound like Leeromei poked something and got cursed for it. No, Bo poked something and got Leeromei cursed.
Bo decided to investigate, and the whole party went, and then bad things happen. Not Bo's fault. He's inquisitive. I mean, you're in the middle of the forest and you got these, tall little circles. Who knows what you're going to find there?
In the middle of nowhere.
Right.
Davokar.
And there's all sorts of things in the middle of Davokar. It was the ancient grounds of the Symbaroum Empire, Symbar Empire. So there's ruins everywhere. That's why treasure hunters leave Thistle Hold to find their wealth or ruin. Yeah, you generally find the latter, but every now and then they find wealth, and they, if it's a small amount of wealth, they drink it dry in a couple weeks, and if not, they live like kings, like Lucinda Goldengrasp, who has a huge house, and a lot of the other famous treasure hunters who live in Thistle Hold. Although if you walk through that area at night, you hear screams and terrible sounds, but that's beside the point.
Nothing good comes out of Davokar.
Generally.
Said it before, and I'll say it again.
Okay. So you're kind of where the token is, like right outside the edge, in the kind of slightly treed area. There is some copse of trees there now and then along the edge of Davokar proper. It's first thing in the morning. It's early fall. It's cold. It kind of dawns cold. The sky is kind of a pale blue with wispy clouds. There might be a hint of snow and wind out of the east, and it's a bit frigid. It is getting colder. Having a nighttime fire is a survival tactic now, and instead of in the summer when you rather not have one for keeping quiet and keeping your location. What is the party's plan? Aside from traveling to Thistle Hold, are you going to travel down the edge? Are you going to travel south to the roadway?
I thought we were just gonna follow or skirt along the edge of the forest towards Thistle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
go ahead.
that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, you'd done that at the beginning. You know that they're constructing like a tower here. A couple of people have been to the tower and met fortune and misfortune, and you all had stopped there in the beginning too, and decided to cut out from the tower. So the tower is about halfway. It's about 1, 2, 3. It's about 2.5, 3 days that Thistle Hold. It's fairly easy movement. There is a kind of rutted track that commerce goes along the edge of Davokar during certain periods of time rather than going all the way south to the roads. It's faster, it's safer to go to Castor and then go all the way down to Temperwell, but those are safe roads. Whereas if you're coming from Glimmervein, which is right here, you're going to go along this kind of path, farmer's path, that sort of thing along the edge, probably within a half mile, 800 to 1,000 meters of the edge of Davokar. So you're going to continue west then?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Although we're camping at the moment, right?
Yeah, it's first thing in the morning. So you can
Okay. I
you
wanna-
can get rid. I can get rid of people's, temporary corruption. I would check your if it's you've healed 1 point of damage if you have remaining damage to toughness or strength, that sort of thing. Any questions before you embark? Put out your fire.
None from me.
Okay. So you travel along this kind of farmer's track. You can see where, carts and footpath, it's more of a path really than a proper road, obviously, in kind of the hard pack of the land. You kind of weave in and out of these small gatherings of pine trees and maybe a small gathering of maples, that sort of thing, and you rise a small swell in the land, and you see along this track, which obviously carts kind of go down. You see an overturned cart in the distance. It's kind of off kilter. It's turned up on its side a little bit, so one wheel is up, and it's a two-wheel cart. And you can see from where you're standing, like the one wheel is up in the air, and the draft animal, which is hard to tell, is still kind of harnessed to it, laying on its side. There's like a spill of cages out of the back end of this kind of small two-wheeled cart. It's kind of like one of those carts where, a farmer would sit on the seat, which is just a board, and it has a small kind of wagon behind it with these two kind of big wheels, and it usually has two spars that come out that attach to your mule or your horse or, even your cow if you want to go slow. But it's up on its side. The one wheel is kind of tipped up. It's probably about, you've been walking a couple hours. It might be 9 or 10 in the morning. It's brisk out, but, after you get walking a little bit, you probably unbutton your coat a little bit. It's roughly half a mile, 800 meters in front of you on the path.
No, I started feeling sorry for it until you said cages, and I was like, oh dear.
Well, there's small cages, like small wooden cages that you put.
Oh, chicken cages.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. Like if you're looking there, you would think they're kind of small like that. They're a little bit too small for pigs, but they're obviously for fowl or chickens. Could be goose, could be geese. What does a party do?
Well, clearly been a tragedy that needs an element of investigating.
Sounds like it.
So you approach the cart, I would expect.
Yep.
Yeah, you see
Yeah.
You see a spill of cages. Some of them are broken open, and they are kind of full of chickens. All the chickens are dead. A couple of the chickens have died and rolled out of their cages, but it doesn't look like any of the chickens are alive. And when you kind of walk up the side, the cart's on its side, and most of the cages have spilled out. There's a donkey attached to it, and it's just laying on the spar that it's still attached in its harness, and it's laying on its side, and its eyes are open, but it's not breathing either. And probably, 20, 30, 35 paces up the track, you see two boots just standing up there by themselves. Kind of like the wader type boots, they go up to just below your knee.
Approaching the boots, are they just boots or are there feet in them?
Now you just see the boots. The boots are there. Everyone's kind of gathered around the thing. Leeromei goes off to check the boots. Bo, do you do anything else?
Want to spread out and search?
Okay.
Yeah, is there any sign of the wagon's owner?
No, just the boots. I mean, everything's all connected. The donkey is still harnessed. The cages are there. You don't see any signs of like combat or conflict. There's no flattened grass. There's no other steps, really. Even as Leeromei is walking out to the boots, he doesn't see it, like boot steps in the grass. There's no blood, for maybe out of the donkey's nose. The chickens look normal, it's just that they're dead.
There's no discernible tracks?
No discernible tracks aside from the wagon tracks leading up there. Like you can see a little indentation in the grass where the wagon was, and then it seemed like it just stopped, and then it's in its position where it is. Like the donkey rolled over and pulled the cart up, and then the cart spilled out all the chickens, but all the chickens and the donkey are dead.
And no obvious wounds, just some blood coming out of the donkey's nose.
Yeah, if you look really close, Bo, you bend over the donkey. You don't even it even smells like a donkey. It doesn't smell bad. It's not fetid. There's not rot. The donkey's eyes are open. They're glazed. They haven't turned milky yet, and you just see a little bit of blood, like crusted blood on one nostril, like the downside nostril.
And what about the chickens? Is there any blood on them? From their mouth?
Yeah, you might find a few, like out of their little holes in the top beak. But they're floppy yet. Like you pick them up and they're not in rigor mortis, they're not stiff. They seem healthy and fat chickens.
Okay.
And there's.
I'm gonna go back to the boots.
Okay. Leeromei is walking up to the boots.
In the boots.
Leeromei, you were walking up to the boots. What do you do when you get there?
Look confused.
Look confused? Okay.
Yeah, I can't understand why a man would abandon his boots and his wagon. I can't see any tracks, and it's like...
Yeah, the right boots may be
I
two.
have no idea what happened.
Yeah. The right boots may be 2 or 3 inches in front of the left boot. They're about, I don't know, a pace or 2 apart from each other. You know, they're striding along the path.
Right.
Yeah, you and Bo kind of lean over to look inside the boots, and there's something in there like wet on the bottoms of the boots.
I dump it out.
Yeah, you dump it out, and it's, you take up one boot, you dump it out, and blood just slides out and splatters on the ground. It's the kind of first blood that you've seen.
Mm-hmm.
No clotting, just thin.
And we think it's recent then.
Well, you would expect blood to clot either way. It doesn't last long, even when it's in abundance. You've been in battle enough to know that blood doesn't sit on the ground or even in the boot. Heavy warfare, you could probably fill a whole boot with blood, but even if it was sitting out here in this kind of weather, it should be kind of jelly-ish, but it's not. It's just thin and flowing like water. Degoy and Lena are back at the cart, and you see the chickens and the donkey, and there's like a couple of boxes that are in there, like narrow boxes. Maybe they're a hand width wide and 4 or 5 hand widths long, and there's kind of stuffed with straw.
Okay. Check out the boxes. Maybe there's some kind of documents or something in the cart.
Yeah, it looks like a regular old farmer's cart, kind of cobbled together with, the wood that they could find. It's pretty well done. It's sturdy. The axle's good, but the cart itself is, the wood you would take off your house when you had to repair, part of the barn.
Or to makeshift.
Yeah, part of the barn. Like it's flat, but the sides, the sides come and go. You kind of explore those 3 boxes, and you move the kind of hay that's in there, and you just find 2 dozen of eggs in each of them, different colors, whites, some soft blues, a little bit of yellow. They're all about the same size. Some are smaller than others, but chickens just depends on the day and the time of year, how big their eggs are.
Okay. Well, I think I'd turn to the group and be like, has anybody found anything? If not, I say we press on.
We have
I
found
see no
weird blood.
person.
That is all.
These were not natural deaths. That's for sure. But, I mean, we can press on. Last time I was extra inquisitive. We kind of got in a bit of a pickle.
But this is Ambrian land, and therefore it matters.
So you continue on, leaving this odd kind of thing. Do you leave everything there?
Lyra will put the boots next to the cart, and no further clues. He leaves the disturbed crime scene,
Okay.
making it harder for the next person that comes along.
Well, if you guys want some eggs, we can have eggs for breakfast.
That would be stealing from the dead.
Those, and not to mention, those eggs have been scared, so they probably taste bad.
And they're caged birds, not the sort of eggs you want. Free-range happy hens. They make good eggs.
The Goy, are you going to leave the eggs there or take them with you?
Oh, I'm leaving them there. Those are nasty eggs.
Okay. So you're leaving everything.
Tainted.
Right. The Goy probably puts an egg up to his nose, and sure enough, it smells sulfurous. He doesn't crack one open, though. And you proceed west along the path. You probably... Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just agreeing.
Okay. You continue west along this kind of path that leads along the edge of Davokar through the kind of small rolling hills where there's a little bit of forest left, but a lot of the trees have been either forested or, it's just sparse. This is where Davokar ends. You can see Davokar's edge, maybe half a mile, 800 meters to your north. It looms there. Just waiting, almost as if the forest is breathing itself, trying to welcome you back into its folds. And you then see the tower that you had stopped at along the way out in the distance, because the tower, like we said, is about 60 feet tall, and it's smack dab, like in the middle of a little depression in Davokar. Like on the map. It's probably late afternoon, and you're probably, as far as you can tell, seeing the tower. You're a couple hours, maybe an hour walk from the tower itself. And who's in front?
Lyra, maybe?
I was going to say Goy.
Yeah.
You
The
both
boy
are
is
up
less
front.
likely to be shot by a farmer.
Are you all walking, single file, or are you carousing a bit, walking together, or just
I don't
trudging?
think we would do double. Maybe.
We are a military
abreast.
gaggle.
Why, did you want to call cadence too?
You're single file with a spray to the right and a spray to the left. Someone's on their right foot while someone's on their left.
I think RPG got it best correct when he said military gaggle.
Leeromei, you see a set of clothes laying on the ground. In front of you, probably about 15, 20 paces.
I think our missing chicken farmer might have gone streaking.
Yeah, you don't see a body, Leeromei. You just see clothes and boots. And so, the boots are facing you, the soles of the boots. You actually probably see the soles of the boots facing you, the tip of the one boot's facing right and the tip of the other boot's facing left, you know, and then pants and a nice jacket as far as you can tell, or something, you know, and the sleeves facing towards the tower. But it's flat.
Well, that's odd. We found a pair of boots at the cart, and now there's another pair. Couldn't have been two drivers.
That is very weird.
So you kind of are standing about 15, 20 paces away, just wait until the military gathers, or you just kind of keep walking past the clothes, or does it like stop you in your tracks, Leeromei?
The first set of boots you said were pointed which way?
The first set of boots were just standing up, like just
Right.
like, you know, you could just standing there like you could jump in them, like, you know, the right boot
Right.
slightly. What you see when you come up to Leeromei, if he's, you know, stopped for a minute, is you just see his boots, the soles of the boots facing you, you know, right and left, and then a set of clothes, or what seems to be clothes, laid out as if, you know, the pants are still attached to the boots, and the top is still attached to the pants, and you can almost see a belt. It's just the clothes are empty.
Okay, that has gotten weirder. Much weirder. And they're all pointing at the tower, did you say?
Well, it's just that it's laid out with the head towards the tower and the boots towards you. You know, just direction sense.
All right. Lero is going to suggest checking out the tower.
I mean, it is along the way. We could swing by, see how the construction is going.
You have about, you know, an hour or two before dark. Either way, if you continued past the tower, you would camp outside anyways. Or you could decide to stop at the tower.
I'm for stopping at the tower. We could make camp there if need be.
Okay. So you walk past the clothes, and they're just laid out there. Boots, pants are kind of tied to the boots, and there's a belt, and the shirt's like tucked into the pants as if it would normally be there.
No, Gene. No, Gene. Nobody's gonna fall for your Gene trap. Touch the clothes and stuff.
I just picture you all like just shying away about 5 or 6 steps and looking at the clothes, the arms.
In real life, I would do that. I'd be like, "Why are there clothes on the ground?" And I would scoot around them.
You don't see anything as you scoot around them, Dagoy. No tracks. In fact, you don't even see boot tracks leading towards the set of clothes that are laid out. And there's nothing disturbed. It's, you know, just a set of clothes minus the flesh. And you keep walking towards the tower. You approach the tower, and the tower guards have almost finished the wall that they were building around the tower, out of stones. And so the frontage of the wall and the rear of the wall, you're probably just outside the stone wall. It has a little opening and gate that is open that leads into the center of the area. There is a small stable to the left, and the tower is wooden, rises about 60 feet, and as you know, has a lookout that looks out over Davokar. Usually it has a number of guards that have been sent there from Thistle Hold, typically when they've, need time away from the city, or they need to get out of the city because they've angered people, or they just need to be reprimanded. They're sent out here to man the watch with 2 gray guards that are always here. And you're just in the courtyard. There's no sound. Everything is quiet. There's a little breeze still out of the west. It's cold, but not too cold. The sky is still clear. It's going to be dark in an hour and a half. The door is closed. You don't hear any movement or sounds as you approach the wall. What do you do?
Well, this is clearly friendly territory, so Lyra's going to call out to the Grey Guardians of this place. There should be one outside the door. Why is he not there?
Yeah, Lyra knows that there's two guards that tend to rotate. There's a hatch that leads up to the very top, and they are either standing watch. The Grey Guard is standing watch at the top of the tower, and they do 12-hour shifts, constantly, the two Grey Guards. Leeromei calls out, and there's no response, Leeromei.
Uh-oh.
That is not good. These towers should not be unmanned. Lyra is going to go to the door. Is it open?
No, it's closed.
All right. I mean, I've already shouted to
Right.
about our presence, so I'm going to knock on it.
Then you knock on it, you...
Yeah, like knock on the door, and if no one answers, I'll try and push it open.
Yeah, no one answers. You go to push it open, and really it's a pull. You go to pull it open, and it just catches Leeromei like the bolt is thrown, or the bar is thrown across the door. You hear it come scrabbling inside.
Hello?
There's no response, Bo. Leeromei, as you're kind of jiggling the door and saying hello. Bo, do you do anything else?
We don't have really a way to get in. Do we want to try to force the door some way?
Wasn't
We
there
think,
two
we
people
think
on
it's
top?
barred, right? From the...
Yeah, I believe Bo has been inside, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the bar of the is just like a wooden bar that you would expect, that you put across two things, so prevent the door from opening. It opens out, so you could try to knock it down.
I think it's going to take more than one of us.
I mean, I'll slide a dagger in between the slits and try to lift it up.
Okay. Make a strong test at -2. See if you could lift the bar with your dagger. It doesn't look hard, Degoy. You kind of put your dagger through it. It's not a tightly made. Yeah, you push your dagger through it. It just you feel it hit the bar. You just can't figure out how to angle it. There's not maybe enough space, or maybe there's a little jut where you're trying, and you fiddle for a while, and you start, as you're fiddling and moving, trying to get everything. Leeromei, Bo, and you are up near the door, and you just hear screaming from the inside.
The door seems to be reinforced.
Let's make haste.
We need to get in.
How
Did you not
tall
hit
is
this-
it?
It's normal sized door, 8 feet. It's made
No,
for...
I meant the wall.
How tall is the tower? It's 60 feet. No windows except for the top, where
Where's
there's
the top,
obvious...
top three
Yeah.
quarters?
Yeah, it's so the landing is at about 55 feet or so. Whatever.
It's like solid stone going up.
All right, why don't we use our shoulders and go 1, 2, 3, 2 of us together. If we can do that.
Okay. Who wants to roll? They just roll strong with a +2 bonus.
The +2 bonus still keeps me below 10, so someone else.
I'll do it.
I'm sorry, Ambrian soldier in that building. The dice want you to die.
Jesus.
Yeah, the three of you look at each other maybe and just take a running start and hit the door. Kind of rebound off the door. The screaming gets louder. Go away! Go away! And
somebody else want to try? I step out of the way.
I already rolled 1 bad dice, so I'm saving my next dice for good for something else.
You look up at the tower. It's the base of the tower is stone, and maybe after the first landing, first 3 meters or 10 feet, the stone goes away, and then it's wood all the way up to the top. You batter yourself against the door, but the bar is thrown. The screaming kind of crescendos a little bit, and then tickles off a little bit, tips down a little bit to kind of whimpering, sobbing, and then maybe a little laughter.
Laughter?
Or giggling.
You're out. You put your shoulder into it as much as possible. Let's go again. So I know you got a lousy stat, but add 2.
2.
Yeah, plus
1
to it.
Oh.
All right, Leeromei, roll 1d4 on your second attempt.
I don't know why that rolled twice, but 4 both times.
Oh, I only see 1.
Oh, I see 2.
Oh. Leeromei, you get shoved into the door. Bo and Digoe behind you, they're probably aside you. And essentially, they almost use you like a battering ram. And you just get thrown into the door. You hear this crack, which isn't just the door itself, but also Leeromei's head and shoulders. He takes 2 points of toughness loss or damage as he gets thrown through this door, and the bolt or the bar gets broken off, and you go literally flying into the door, landing on your bellies and elbows and faces and skidding along the front of the tower floor. You see the 4 racks of beds that you had seen before, bunk beds 4 high against one wall, and then there's another 2 set of bunk beds, and the stairs that lead up top, and the rope that kind of rings the bell is at the very top. And then far across the room, you just see one kind of small, thin, completely white, pale-skinned man just holding a sword out. He's sitting down in a corner, shoved himself all the way in the corner. He's got his sword out like this, and his eyes are closed. Go away! Let me too!
Is anyone going to tell him he's okay?
I'm sure he'll snap out of it in a second. Sir, calm down. Although I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah, he's just he's got his eyes closed, and he's sitting down, he tried to shove himself up in the corner, and he's got this short sword out in front of him, pointing at you. He's dressed like a guard. He's probably in his late teens, early 20s. There's another figure there that's got a hood cloak on him and is bound in shackles, feet and arms. Well, yeah, I think so.
So tell us your name. Tell us what happened.
He finally opens his eyes and is like, "Oh, you're not it. Did you find the gray men and the other guards?"
No,
The guard?
we came when we saw the tower was unmanned.
Well, they went in the forest after whatever that thing is. They haven't come back. I heard them screaming, and then something trying to get in. I shouldn't be here anyways. It wasn't my fault I beat up that citizen. I mean, I'm taking this one to the jail.
Am I the one that's going to jail and is shackling there, Sheen?
Yes.
I figure. Okay. That tracks with my character, yeah.
Yes, I was just taking this prisoner to Thistle Hold. I was only supposed to stay a night. You sure they're not back?
We did not see them. You said the Grey Guards left.
Yeah, the Great Guards went with them. I said that only maybe they could handle it. I mean, they said that some other people came through here and they just couldn't get the job done, and so it had to be done. And so the guards and the gray men went out, and they've been gone for days. And then something comes prowling around every night, and I'm left with this one. He points over his sword like this, to the one that's still got a hood on and is shackled.
Well, stand up. Take charge of your prisoner here, I guess. You say they went into the forest?
Yeah, they went to some temple.
Were you the one that screamed?
Maybe.
Like a girl?
It wasn't
Maybe.
a rather high scream.
No, that was him. He was making too much noise, so I booted him.
You booted him.
Isn't he gagged?
Well, you can scream around a gag.
All right.
How do you make too much noise around a gag? Nero's gonna go and take the gag off the guy's face.
Yeah, you take the hood off first because he's hooded, and he's got a gag on it. You take the gag off, and so I think that beginner can describe his character, Guy Hadid.
Yeah, it's just a regular guy. Really thin. A guy that you don't look twice in the streets. He has only his clothes on. You don't see any boots on him. He's barefooted, maybe socks and pants. He has nothing on him, and he looks at you like with some big eyes that kind of had some trouble adjusting to the light again. And if you remove the gag, he will take trying to gesticulate with his hands tied up in front of him, thank God you're here. This is a big misunderstanding. This crazy bastard just snuck on me on the night and tied me up.
They just tied you up?
Yeah.
And they snuck up on you?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you deserve to be tied up.
I was looking refuge for the weather. Have you seen how cold it is outside? And I came here. There was no one around, and I was preparing to go to bed, trying to find a cozy place, and this guy just knock on me, steal my shit, and tie me up. This guy fucking crazy.
Did they say why?
They didn't see shit. I haven't gagged up to now. They ramble about some beast or some shit. I don't know. They think I'm some sort of criminal. I don't know what might have done, but someone is paying him to bring me back. But I think he mistook me for someone else. I'm just finding refuge from the cold here.
Well, where are your
That's
boots?
pretty. But I don't know. Maybe he took my boots. I wasn't wearing any. I was preparing to get to rest in a comfy place.
Oh.
See, I'm not wearing any. I don't want any pants either. He just wrapped me up on my cloak because I was dying of.
So
cold
you have
here.
no pants and you have no boots.
Yeah.
We did find some boots.
Yeah.
Missing an owner
Was
on the way here.
Did-
Were you near the forest?
Yeah, I tried not to go into the forest if I can avoid it, but I don't know how long I
Very-
have been here.
Very sensible.
Gagged and banded.
Are you injured?
I don't think so, but I haven't been able to check.
But you probably can't be too badly injured, otherwise you would have bled out.
Smart guy. Yeah, probably. It hurts a little bit here and here, and I point to my ribs. I think he has been beating me over, like, or kicking me around when I try to move or do something. And yeah, I scream like a girl when I hurt.
And what is your name, friend?
I'm Guy.
Guy?
Yeah, Guy. And I can make a long pause and says and consider it a little bit and says Guy Hadid. That's my name. Can you give me a hand? Take these things of me. Get rid of this crazy person.
Why are you calling him crazy? He's a guard.
I leave the room to search.
I
I'm like, I'm not letting this guy.
He has been rambling about weird shit since he came here and tie me up. What else would I call him? That's not a reasonable person.
He's somewhat
I'm
reasonable.
walking away. A more skilled person would not have been caught.
I'm not some sort of adventurer, hero, whatever you call yourself, and I look you up and down like it seems like you are all well armed and
how
rough
could you-
from the road. I'm just a regular guy.
So then how could you serve us? In what capacity?
Don't
You wanna
trust
carry my
him.
weapons as a squire?
Don't trust him. He gets up. The guy in the corner gets up and he gets this sword. Don't trust him. We should string him up here.
I go over to that guy and I'm like, I try to smell his breath.
You try to smell his breath. It's just fruity. We don't brush our teeth that often.
So what? For you to do the right thing and let me go? Do I need to pay you with my service? That's outrageous.
Oh, what kind of service can you provide?
Tied up? None at all. Else, I don't know. I could cook maybe. I could I don't know, mend your wounds, tie a bandage here and there.
I turn to the rest of the group. Do we need a cook?
Have you tried Diego's cooking?
I wouldn't call it cooking. More like stirring the charred remains of food.
You
I
can't
don't
set him
know
free.
how he managed to burn soup, but still have raw chicken in it.
It's a talent acquired through family traditions and passed down knowledge.
You can't free him anyways. He's a criminal, skulking about here.
Wait,
Shouldn't you be
you
going to go?
arrested this man just for being nearby?
Well, it's dangerous out there. Maybe.
See, I have
he's
been
tied-
dealing with this kind of reason.
He's tied up with what? Rope?
Oh, he's actually shackled.
Shackle? I'll go over and unshackle him.
But you don't have the key again. I do.
That doesn't matter.
Look, I can tell you are a good Ambrian, appropriately scared of the forest, and gifted the art of numeracy. You can see 4 of us and 1 of you.
Did you just call me illiterate?
No. No, I actually did the opposite, almost the opposite. I said that you can count. You can count, right?
Are you telling me you're going to take my prisoner? How will I become a... I mean... The guard captain won't like that.
Does the guard captain know you have a prisoner?
Well, maybe.
Well,
Just
what-
give us the
What
key.
captain? This place has been abandoned. Was abandoned when I get here. There was no one in here. There was no guard. There was no captain. I don't even believe you're a real soldier.
Fine, I'll give him the key, but I get to keep his sword.
you don't need his sword.
It's a soldier of the.
Well, I have to
Ambrian-
protect myself against you 4, and yes, I can count, and now it's going to be 5 against 1.
Well, I think
Don't
that
you have
sword...
your own equipment from
I do
the
now.
watchtower? No, from the watchtower armory.
Well, maybe.
Are you stealing from citizens?
You're sounding very suspicious.
No, this is my sword. These are my boots.
I'll draw my sword and point it at him.
On
Give
guard
up
then.
the keys.
Lero
You
is
say,
just
"Oh."
undoing Guy's shackles with the key and like, did he take your boots as well as your sword?
Well, those look like my boots. Yeah.
And your pants as well, right? You're just naked from the waist down.
Yeah. Those look like my pants too. I don't know if I'm wearing those anyway. You can leave them. You can leave those to him.
I mean, from the panicked flailing and the smell and the slight stain, you might not want them back.
Yep.
We saw some down the road a little bit, but I think we can just give you a cloth for now. Maybe we'll use this guy's shirt, and I'll move towards him.
Fine. Here's his sword. And his damn boots. He starts taking off his boots and throws them at him. Takes off his other boot, throws them at him again. But I'm telling the truth. The gray men and the guards went into the forest and I was here, mucking out the stalls, and I can hear them screaming all the way down here. And then this chap comes in, sneaking around. He doesn't look right.
That's
Just-
only because he doesn't have pants.
Well, I'm not saying that, but just look him in the eye, you can tell he's wrong.
All right. Well, we've gotten some of your stuff, Guy.
Thank you. Who the hell goes stealing other men's boots? Forgot.
And you,
Right.
stable cleaner guy, why don't you go back to cleaning the stables?
I ain't going outside. Those things are gonna come back. But you're sleeping
things
here
are they?
tonight, right? I don't know what they are. I just know they killed the gray man, and those guys were
What do they
already
look
dead.
like?
I didn't look out there. Oh, you could hear it. You can hear it from the forest and that old place. I mean, if it took out the gray man, then I'm just gonna go with you to Thistle Hold. You're going to Thistle Hold, right?
We're heading that way, yes.
I mean, I don't want any of the treasure anyways.
What do I know about that?
About what do you know about it?
About what's going on? Yeah. How do I fit?
I think Guy Hadid, perhaps, were you casing the joint, or were you just like, were you did you
I
happen
think
upon it?
I'm running for someone. That part's true. Yeah.
You might have been looking for a horse or looking for something, and you were approaching the tower.
The only thing I have on me is like my cloak, my sword, and my boots. Probably the pants that the guy is wearing are not mine. Yeah, I only have a long shirt that cover up to my tights, so my knees down. I'm naked, socks and boots and my sword. Yeah, and I'm running for someone. Yeah,
I think Guy.
But I don't think I'm running from the forest. I'm running from town probably.
I think Guy would have just heard this young man's mumbling. His name is Gantro, and Gantro has just been terrified. He is like the stable boy of the tower, and he was sent here because he probably filched or stole something from his prior employer, and the town guard captain Talio sent him out here just to keep him low, and maybe he'd bring him back because he knows Gantro, and he doesn't want Gantro to come to disfavor. So he sent him to the tower to work at the tower, and Gantro's been terrified. He did knock you over the head and knock you out. You have no idea how he got the jump on you, Guy, but he did. Maybe you weren't watching, and tied you up. And he's been mumbling about this temple and the gray guards and whatever's out there. The winter wife, he said over and over again, or the queen of winter, or who knows what it is. And there was some sort of attack on the tower or the guards while they were cutting wood down, and he's been mumbling and frightened, and you haven't been fed in a couple days, and he did take your pants and your boots. But you were blindfolded and hooded, so you don't know much else than that.
Okay.
You didn't see the guards leave. It's been probably a couple days since he captured you. You know that the guards and the gray guards probably left half a day before, or the morning of, or something. Maybe you arrived late afternoon. On the second night they were gone.
Okay. How does the rest of the group look like? Do they look like they're beat up? They are worn out from the road.
Well, they can describe their characters. The Goy, are you beaten up? Diego?
Oh, the Goy is very beaten up. The Goy is, he looks like a well upbringed man. You can see he's got, that feature, that walk, that has a status behind it. But he's currently very worn.
Okay.
And in fact, Degoy would be like, this is as good as a place as any to take a nap.
Okay.
Lero, conversely, looks absolutely fine.
But he hasn't washed, right? Leeromei hasn't washed.
Yeah, he's dusty in travel.
He's got blood all over him from the night before, on his armor, but he looks pristine. His face, his flesh, his eyes, his hands. He looks pristine.
Yeah, he's the picture of health,
Right.
wearing the clothes of someone who got stabbed 70 times.
They look bloody and worn, but aside from the goy, otherwise healthy.
Okay, I kind of look at them each in turn and fix my side in Bo. That was the one that wanted me to serve them for in exchange for the release, and I say, okay, and start to move around showily. I can try to see what's around, fetch something to eat, prepare a meal or something. You can take your seat and rest, and I will start to move around, looking around. And besides looking for food to make now, I'm looking for maybe a backpack, bandages, anything that I could find useful around, because I don't have shit, and I don't know how much this group is going to last me.
Yeah, you're in the tower, and it's still stocked. It's stocked to feed the guards, and aside from what they took out into the forest, the guards didn't travel with travel gear. You find their backpacks, and despite the misgivings of Granto telling you not to take their stuff, that's their stuff, don't take their stuff, you realize that
Pay no mind to the guy. Yeah, sure.
They had gone out into the forest without intention of staying. Their travel gear is in lockers, backpacks are in lockers. There's, probably spare weapons and arrows of the normal kind of variety, but, most of what they would have carried out on this endeavor, martial endeavor, they took with them. There's no armor. There may be some poor lettering daggers or that sort of thing, but nothing of great value. The tower itself is stocked. It has a fireplace built into the one wall, the section that's stone. They have, dried beans, fruits and vegetables at this time of year, dried meat, maybe some fresh cuts of meat if a merchant has been by. And so it's a stocked kind of outpost, which you would expect. There's a couple cauldrons, and you can start a fire in the fireplace.
I throw my feet up, like, okay, chef, I'm ready to be served.
Okay. Yeah, I try to prepare a meal, like a stew. Like, it's cold. I put water in a bucket, put the bucket over the fire, and start putting in there anything eatable I find.
Roll a cunning test
Okay.
to see how good your meal is. Or, there you go.
How bad?
Guy, did you cook a meal in a stew and
Can I burn experience to roll again?
you can?
I want to impress them. First impression need to be right.
So you're making
damn.
a double failure. All right, Guy Hadid, you make this stew and feed it to everyone, I imagine. Leeromei,
Yeah.
Dagoy,
And
Bo,
I eat myself because
Lena,
I haven't eaten in a couple of days, so I eat myself too.
everyone. Okay, so you make stew and you feed everyone. Night falls well into the night.
I eat last.
You eat last? Well, it tastes okay, Bo. Like, it's close. It tastes okay. We'll see what happens in the morning. It tastes fine, but, it's not that far off from good palatable. It's a stew. He probably didn't cook it quite as long as he needed to, and You know, the meat's a little gamey and chewy, but, you know, you've been on the road eating forest food, so this is hot. You know, maybe he even puts some rice and oats in there to kind of make it thick and sustenance. And you can't necessarily tell. Too much salt, maybe too much pepper, perhaps, but, you know, it warms up. And you're going to spend the night here, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Who's on watch? Or what are you going to do for watch? It's dark by the time Guy finishes cooking and you finish eating.
We'll try to repart the door the best that we can.
Yeah, it's just like broken. Bo, you go up to it, it's like half on its hinges. You kind of look at it like, well, you can close it, but it's broken.
Could we like use a table or something to kind of like bar the way?
Yeah, either that or you could like push up the double bunk beds against it, you know, the door itself. The bunk beds are wood. There's
We'll
probably
do that, and then
chairs.
Sleep on the bunk beds.
Yeah, there's probably chairs and stuff that you can put there. You know, you pretty much broke the door off the hinges, off its seating. But you could do that. So you kind of make the door a little bit safe. It is the only entrance, aside from up top, you know, way up top, down the stairwell that leads to the outlook and the bell. But that has a trap door, and if you go up there and look at it, you can slide the wooden lock from below so it can't open from above, and imagine you would do that. And you're spend the night there. Who are you going to have one person watch throughout the night, or are you going to shift so that person gets the rest?
We'll take first watch.
Okay.
Lyra will take second.
Okay. Is everyone else rest? The Goy needs rest.
Yeah, I need rest.
I could keep
How many-
watch.
How many shifts of watch do we need?
Just 2. You know, it's like, it depends if you were going to head out first thing at light. You know, this time of year, it's only about 8 hours until sunrise. You know, sun goes down probably around 7:30 and rises, you know, still pretty early, like 5. So you're talking about 9 hours necessarily. So 4-hour watches, 5-hour watches, you know, unless you wanted to do more than one, but to get a full night's rest, you'd have to not be on watch.
Okay.
So Bo is going to do first. Leeromei is second.
Yep.
Guy, you said you were going to sleep too?
I can keep watch.
Okay.
In some sort of, I don't know.
Uh,
Whenever I need.
Roll a d4 for me, Guy, to see how much damage you took from being knocked out.
Okay. D4.
Uh-huh.
How the fuck do I roll?
You can go to the bottom and, yeah.
Nice. The max amount.
Yeah, you got this bruise,
Ah,
you know, this big kind of welt and, you know, behind your ear on the right side where he hit you with the axe handle and knocked you out. You know, it's still kind of throbbing and tender there, but you don't think he broke anything. It's a pretty hard part of your skull. And
Lyra is going to be kind. And make you slightly better, apparently.
That helps.
the Goy, like you see Leeromei like go over and heal Guy Hadid, you know, this guy he's only just met. How does that make you feel as you were like suffering?
Wait, you also fucked up the shit.
Yeah, I'm probably the most messed up.
He's been dragging all day long, Lero. If you weren't out front watching all the time, you probably recognize why he's in this kind of disorderly motley as you march towards the tower.
Yeah, okay. didn't realize you were so effed up. I would have fixed you sooner. I would have tried to fix you sooner.
So,
I mean,
Bo,
we can
or
try
my
tomorrow.
fault.
It's fine.
Okay. Oh, that's a nice one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, Guy, you took the first watch with Bo?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, both of you can roll vigilant.
I'm rolling awesome today.
Yeah, you don't hear it, really. Bo and Guy, you're maybe dozing off a little bit, or at least Bo might be dozing off a little bit. Guy, you're kind of beaten up and haven't really had a good night's sleep with this crazy. He whimpers in his sleep. Maybe that blankets what you should hear because you got this whimpering man in a bed, the lowest, bunk bed, just whimpering away throughout the night in his sleep. Shit, moving around, and maybe he's moving around, you don't hear it, and you hear noise from the door all of a sudden, like it's banging against a chair or the beds that you pushed up against it. Yeah, you hear it, just softly a little bit, just tapping, tap, 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 tap. Not a big band, but just, almost like it's quivering on its hinges a little bit, or quivering at where it is, the thick door. The door is about, a finger length thick, so it's a pretty thick door, but, like it's rattling a little bit. What do you do, Guy and Bo?
Ready to inspect the the noise.
Okay. You go to the door itself?
Yep.
Yeah, it stops. Like as soon as you start taking a step towards the door, the sound ends. And you kind of both walk up to it. How close are you?
A foot.
Like out, the bunk beds are pushed up against it. You're not in the beds themselves or the frame of the bed. You're still kind of outside the frame.
Actually, you know what? I'll slide the bed to the side.
Okay. It's going to make a lot of noise, but yeah, you could slide the bed,
Yeah.
the frame of it. It's like a double bunk bed, like you pull on it.
And you said the door opened out, right?
Well, it did open out.
Sort of.
Right, now it's like busted on it.
Right.
The beds are holding the door against the frame. So if you move the bed, the door is likely just going to fall open.
Right. So what I'll try to do is, as I slide the bed past, I'll try to kick the door open.
Okay.
So it's going to fall out, fall outside and not.
Guy, you see Bo just grab one of the banisters of the bed, the post of the bed, and he starts pulling it across pulling the corner out, to give him enough room. I'm assuming, Bo, you're telling Guy what you're going to do?
Yeah.
Okay. Guy, what do you think about this plan? What do you do as he's pulling this bed out?
I follow suit. He rescued me. I'm here to assist.
Okay. For the others, Leeromei, Dagoy, Lena, do you stay asleep?
I'm probably making a lot of noise.
True. But, I don't know how heavy sleepers they are.
Yeah.
I kind of leave it up to them.
Definitely sleeping.
Lero is sleeping with half an eye open, ready to stab any troll shadows that try and rob him again.
Right. You got one hand on your mask. You sleep like this now.
Yeah.
The Goy is out. Like he's had a rough ride here and getting out of the forest. Lero probably pops up right away, like lifts up in bed and can see Guy and Bo pulling this away. And Lena, are you still asleep, or you get up with Leeromei?
Sleep.
Yeah, I missed that. Did you say get up or sleep?
Sleep.
Okay, so you and the Goy are kind of sleep. You know, you sleep deep. You're probably in stage 4 sleep, dreaming of something. Hopefully not Davokar and a giant, massive troll that's got you strung up by your feet and over a boiling pot. But Bo and Guy, you pull the bed out just as Leeromei is getting, up out of and probably sliding down. Maybe he's on the second tall bunk, second bunk of the 4 bunks. And you kick the door, Bo.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. You kick open the door. You pull the thing out. The door starts to fall, and you kick it open, and it twists a little bit, and falls through the opening. I assume you have a fire going. Would make sense that you could.
I have a torch in hand. Yeah.
You light a torch while he's kicking the door. You see
I hold the torch. He's doing the heavy lifting. I hold the light. Yeah.
You see Bo kick open the door, Leeromei and Hadid, and the door goes out into the darkness, and it's just empty out there. You see the courtyard through the darkness, maybe just a blush of the stones out, distance. It's a clear night, no clouds, stars way above you, half of a moon. And Bo, you step out ready, and there's nothing there.
Oh, Guy, let's search around a little bit.
How are you going to close this thing? It will be cold as hell in there.
Yeah, builds character.
So, Leeromei, Bo, and Guy, you're going to take a roundabout the courtyard and leave Lena and the Goy sleeping.
Lero will not leave the actual building. He'll stay standing in the open courtyard.
Okay, stay standing.
Like the open doorway.
Doorway.
I will take my sword out, so I'm going torch with my cloak, wrap around hanging from my hand to get cover behind it from the wind and the cold. The torch out and my sword in the other hand, like kind of hunch back, trying to get behind the cloak to escape from the cold of the night. Yeah.
Wait, is your character Guy Hadid or Nostradamus?
Guy Hadid. Why? I didn't get the joke.
Oh, I don't even know if it was the right name. Nostradamus is like vaguely vampire, cloak up, walking around the night.
So,
what's the name actually?
Bo and Guy. Bo and Guy, you take a circuit. You probably go around the barn first. You go in the barn, look in the barn. Don't really see anything. There's no animals there. You tuck out of the barn, and do you stay in the courtyard or do you go out on the perimeter?
Ain't this enough, Master? Can we go inside now?
Shh. I'm listening. So how big is the courtyard?
The courtyard is probably 200 paces in width. The stone is kind of a square, and it butts up against the back of the tower. So you think of a square kind of stone courtyard. The stone wall is only maybe 2 feet or, almost a meter tall. So you're easy up to your hips, and you can easily see over it. It kind of has an open square in the front, and then the tower is right in the middle, and it meets the stone wall in the back of the tower's lower fortifications.
So, Guy, follow me, and we'll just go to the edge of the courtyard to peek out into the darkness.
Davokar side or south, north, south? Do you go to each cardinal direction, north, south, east, west?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you go to the east first because it's easiest, and you're looking out into the darkness. You really don't see anything. It's dark. Your eyes may adjust a little bit, and you can see a shadow of Davokar away in the distance, but it's pretty dark. It's a nice night. It's cold, you know, late.
Don't hear anything.
Hey, no, don't hear anything. You go to the south where the opening is, where carts and men kind of walk towards the at the front, and look out across the receding land that's plains, and don't really see anything. The road is there that you had just walked down. You go to the west, which is towards Thistle Hold, and you see trees here and there out there, but it's still just dark shadows. When you go to the Davokar side, you're kind of on that northwest corner, perhaps, and you just see a figure of a woman, probably 100 meters, maybe 150 meters, football field, 100 yards out, just at the edge, tucked into the edge of Davokar. She's just looking at you. She's all in white.
Let's go, Squire. I start walking towards the woman.
As someone that has been burned with milk and see the cow and cries, I tell you, like a pretty girl in the middle of the night alone, that spells trouble with a capital T. Yeah, and you start to glimpse why I was alone out of the city.
So Bo, you start,
naked. Yeah.
you hop up on top of the wall, and you're gonna like throw your legs over and go out the north side of the wall. And Guy Hadid has got some reservations about you doing that. What do you do?
I study the woman for, I don't know, 30 seconds, and then turn around. Okay, let's go back into our safety of, if you call it
Yes,
safety
master.
of the
I once you make the decision, I'm willing to go with you till the end. But
I'm not
if I
your,
can
I'm not your
avoid,
master. I'm not your master.
yeah, but yeah,
Leeromei.
all the things have played out.
But if you don't want to call me Bo, you can call me sir.
Okay, sir.
Leeromei, as they're making the rounds, they duck into the barn, and then you just see them kind of walk around, and then they're lost from view. You look back into the room, check on, Lena and the Goy who's snoring properly, and look back out, and there's a woman standing at the opening to the courtyard. She's dressed in all white. The courtyard from your front door, the opening is, that 100 paces, maybe 150 paces.
Does she remind Lero at all of the person who wanted us to eat her heart or replace her heart the last time we were by this tower?
But you didn't do that for her, Leeromei.
No, we didn't.
No. There's a terrible sadness in her. You could see it when you were looking at her. You could see the sadness in her that you didn't do what needed to be done. She takes like 3 or 4 steps towards you, and won't you come now and do it, Leeromei? You're strong enough.
I'm still using my heart.
just in case. You glow a little bit. Leeromei, you realize that, she glows. Like, she's just looking at you. She's now, you concentrate on this spell, and the glow flashes in your eyes, and you look up, and she's just there. Leeromei, maybe 25 paces in. She's in the middle of the courtyard. You probably hear Guy Hadid and Bo around the corner and talking about something. And And she just looks at you. Leeromei says, "Come now. It's time to go, Leeromei. Don't make this difficult. Will you come with me? Or do I have to make you?"
Is that what happened to these men?
No, they came on their own, but 2 were already dead to begin with.
Leroy will shout, "Monster!"
All right. Let's see, as you take in that deep breath to shout. No, that won't work. Oh, that would do it. So you're going to shout out to Leeromei?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to put her on the map just because it would be nice.
There will be no combat, but let's just see the map, just in case.
just see the map. Leeromei, are you taking a breath of air? And you just hear her say, "Now, Leeromei, there's no need for that. Come with me. I need you." Lucky you, Leeromei. You may scream as you wish.
Yep.
What does it sound like? Does it sound like the man screaming? Or is it, different when you yell out?
It's a man screaming. He's trained to be a Templar for most of his life, raised among humans. This recent delve into Davokar has brought him closer to some of the other bits of his heritage.
So, Guy...
But yeah, it's just shout monster and draw the sword.
The Goyed, Lena, do you think you would wake up for this?
Well, he was pretty close, right?
Yeah, he's like standing at the door. He's like protecting you.
I think that would definitely wake me up.
Yeah, he's specifically defending you guys because they opened the door to explore.
And the Goy, do you wake up at a start, or is it like just a roll?
Oh no, it's definitely a start. He's yelling. That slammed me awake. I probably, on the bunk beds, right? So,
Yeah. What bunk bed are you on? Are you up the top? Because the man is on the bottom. Leeromei was number 2. What are you, 3 or 4?
I don't think I'd get that high.
You'd be 3.
I think I'd be on the floor at that point.
Okay. You slept on the floor. You startle awake to Leeromei's yell. Lena, where did you sleep? And how do you wake up?
Gonna wake up slowly.
Slowly. Yeah, you wake up with, cat-like grace, like yawn. No big deal. That kind of slowly, or is it just, you're just still asleep?
Wake up slowly and start to look around.
Okay. Bo and Guy, you are there at the back, and Bo kind of swivels back to come back as he's looking at this.
Yeah, I think that when we hear the scream, I kind of pause a little bit, like surprised, look at Bo, and start running towards the danger.
Take a double take.
Yeah, you look back at the forest, and you can see the woman in the forest, and she just beckons to you, Bo. And half turns to walk into the forest and looks back over at you. You're still quite a ways from her, though.
Mm-hmm.
You hear Leeromei shout, relatively strident. Guy runs off. What does Bo do?
I'm gonna follow him since he's the light source.
Okay. Bo and Guy,
I am the light.
you come running around the corner of the tower. You know, Leeromei's yelling or screaming or however it sounds hasn't ended yet, and you come running around the corner of the tower. You see Leeromei there. He's kind of bathed in this kind of glowing light. He's got his weapon out. You hear Lena and Degoy scrabbling sounds from inside. Leeromei is yelling. He looks over at you, and then you look out, and he looks back out towards the front of the courtyard, and you probably angle a little bit that way and look out that way, and you see nothing.
I don't see the woman.
No.
Okay, I stop there and say, "What the fuck? What's all the noise about?"
Vile forest spirit.
Leeromei, she's still there.
Oh,
You look up, Guy says, what are you screaming for? And you like look out there, and she looks at you, and she's still about 25 paces away. Guy is probably slowing to a stop. He's about 10 paces from her.
I stopped running and I keep moving forward, but now walking because there is no rush. There is nothing in here, so I just walk slowly towards Will, Diego, and what the fuck? What? Oh no, Leeromei.
Leeromei.
Liro is the one who's what the fuck? What are you screaming for? There is nothing here. Are you getting scared, Shadows?
no. We have a foul visitor. I know not what sorcery she is using to hide from you. To me, she is plain as day. With Guy,
And I
she
made an
lets,
arch with my sword, like a very big arch. There is nothing here, a very big arch with my sword all around.
What were you gonna say, Leeromei? As he makes this big arch with his sword, and you see the woman. You see the woman just kind of look at it and puts out her finger, and you see the sword tip just. Leeromei, do I have to make this hard on you?
Lyra will step forward. I mean, the range in Holy Aura is a little bit nebulous. It's kind of just as far as I can see, but actually step her into the range of it.
Okay.
Which, if she is undead / abomination, does 1d6 damage ignoring armor.
Okay. So you step towards her as Bo and Guy run around the corner. Guy makes this sweeping thing with his sword, probably looking at you like, look, there's nothing here. You step out from out into that range. You're probably within 10, 15 paces of this apparition that you see. Degoy, you probably go to the doorway, I would expect.
Yeah, I think so. Cause they're outside, right?
Yeah, they're just outside in the courtyard, like out the front door of the tower.
Yeah, I'll head out, especially with Leeromei,
Mm-hmm.
Leeromei, screaming in my ear, waking me up.
I didn't scream in your ear. I'm on a different floor. That's why I shouted.
Oh, I thought we were on the same floor.
Yeah, you're on the same floor. It's just a ground floor.
All right.
You go to the doorway. You see Leeromei step out. You probably catch the tail end of the new guy swinging his sword. Yelling at you, Leeromei. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. Leeromei looks intent. Got his bastard sword out and is kind of stepping in his robes into the thing. The light of his mask is shining. He's got this aura around, and you look out past him and you see nothing.
I'll move up to the new guy and Leeromei and peer into his eyes. Are they like glossed over?
He seems that
Do I see the...
right. All you can see is his sun mask and his eyes speaking out between them. Leeromei, what would he see in your eyes?
He is intently focused and very lucid appearing. If you do actually step in front of him, he'll just push you out the way, still keeping the point of the sword at the Winter Wife.
Again, Leeromei is fallen to the trappings of that pentagon circle. I think he's trying to head there.
Yeah, he's left part of himself back there, the Goy. You can't trust him, really. Gets his mask stolen.
I think we need to tie him up. I'm sorry, Leeromei. Just snap nap time.
I could have left you broken and bleeding to recover naturally.
Well,
This is the Winter Wife maintaining her invisibility.
This is resolute check against all the other player characters who don't see her but you, Leeromei. Lena, you see the Goy step out. You probably follow him as you slowly get out of bed and maybe approach the doorway. You see the Goy kind of peer at Leeromei, maybe get slightly in front of his one shoulder. Maybe Leeromei pushes him back. You see Guy is off center to them, a little bit further ahead, perhaps, and Leeromei and the Goy are, kind of slowly making their way out into the courtyard. Bo is rounded a corner, is behind Guy, and you look out there and you don't see anything. You heard Leeromei scream. The Goy's, trying to figure out what's going on with Leeromei. He seems intent on something. What does Lena do?
Lena is still awake and running sneakily towards them.
You gonna stay at the doorway, or you said you were gonna go towards them?
I'm gonna stay on the doorway.
Okay. But you're right behind Guy Hadid when he swings his sword around. Luckily, he misses you, and you don't see anything. Leeromei seems to be intent on something in front of him, but there's obviously nothing there. The Goy comes out, and he's kind of looking at Leeromei and peers into his sun mask. Leeromei has this glow about them, and his sun mask is emitting light. And Bo, you don't see anything.
Nothing at all.
No, nothing at all.
I will say, Bo, it's the woman in white from when they first took the stones from that temple to build the wall. I don't know how, but she's escaped the place.
Yeah, and are we supposed to do something about it?
I don't know how, but she is standing in the courtyard hiding from you fuckers.
Bo, do you believe him? Like, I mean, he was standing in that pentagon with the thing forever. You had to go all the way back to him. 20 minutes you were without him. Now he's saying there's something in front of you, for goodness sake. You can't see it. You've been with Leeromei for a while.
Yes.
What do you think about what he's telling you? Which is, no one else can see either, obviously.
Can you tell it to skedaddle? Get away? Do?
You start making motions out to the air.
Right.
Are you placating Leeromei just, slowly?
Yeah,
Or
I don't think I doubt him 100%. I think he's kind of in the middle. Like, maybe he's been out in battle too long for the last few weeks.
And are you still standing behind Bo? I mean, Guy, my fault. Are you still standing behind Guy?
I stepped out in front of him.
You stepped in front of
You
him?
adventurers are all crazy, and I seized my sword, and I start walking towards the door to go back to bed. I'm going back to bed.
Okay.
This
Wait a
shit
minute,
is not
Squire,
working. You are all crazy.
I didn't dismiss you, Squire.
You say you are not my master, sir. What else do you want me here for? And I keep turning around, like looking everywhere with the torch, like there is nothing in here.
Bo,
Yes, I agree. I think Leeromei has fallen victim to a pentagon trap from earlier. Maybe we didn't get far enough away, or maybe he's still tied to it. I'm not sure.
Don't you want me to take a look at those goons? See if I can do something about it? Maybe some heat or something messed you up, and I get closer to him. Like I know some medicine.
I do not need your help.
Oh, a proud one. We have a proud one. He doesn't need help. Ah.
Bo,
More specifically,
go
in
ahead.
this situation, your help.
How far away is this woman in white?
Is she inside the radius of Holy Aura?
You think she is? She just looks at you with this small smile, shakes her head a little bit. But, there are others, Leeromei. There are others that were there. There are others that might see me. Perhaps they are better than you. Bo, you were there, weren't you?
Bo was there.
Bo
Which
was
is
there.
why I was.
Yeah, but I still am not confident, I guess.
Oh, no,
Keep
I
looking
wasn't.
out.
Yeah, I wasn't asking if, I just know that you were there. You have met the Winter Wife with Leeromei. You just can't see her at the moment. But you...
Right, so, but I'm still having doubts, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're doubting there, looking at Leeromei. Then you hear her voice in your ear. You're better than he is anyway. Maybe you could be my champion.
I'm sorry, I can't be your champion.
Yeah, you gotta resist.
Do I need to roll?
No, you should see it. You should click resist. Do you see it?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I didn't even have that page open.
Oh, okay. You do want to be her champion, Bo. Really? You are better than Leeromei. Better than all of them. Especially this new guy, and the Goy. They haven't been around as long as you and Leeromei have. Surely you should be on top. The strongest warrior. Leeromei, yeah, he gets up now and then, but he just doesn't have your skill. Your skill is what I need, really. Dispatch him for me.
Now, do I see her? I don't.
Yeah, as soon as she's inside your mind and bends you to her will, Bo, you just see her kind of materialize. You know, Leeromei sees her right in front of him, but she's standing right next to you. Just a wisp of a spirit, right? Maybe leaning over your left shoulder, whispering in your ear. You can take him, Bo. You can do it. You can be my champion against all these.
All of them?
Well, him first. He is dangerous, but you are the most dangerous, which is why you're important.
Am I? So this first round I would attack, right? Because I can't resist.
Yeah, you can't resist. I'm just curious on what Bo does. He has the urge to just lay into Leeromei. Just sudden, probably more than dislike. Leeromei didn't deserve to come out of the forest. You should have left him back there where the pillars were. That'd have been the best thing.
But I'm just saying, would I give it my best shot, or would I, like, in the middle of trying to resist?
No, you would give it you'd give it your best shot at the moment.
Is he able to give it his best shot?
Is he? What Ben roll? Let's see.
I know it's
I think that's the way
rank.
Yeah, when we played it with the other one, right?
Yeah, but the novice and adept say no active abilities or powers, and only one action per turn.
Right, so he could make a move action this turn.
Yeah.
Like
move action into a regular melee attack, right?
Does the Winter Wife have? She's got it at master rank, does she?
Yeah.
Okay. So it doesn't have to concentrate to maintain control. It's ongoing and considered active until Mystic fails resolute, which is done every turn. So you can do. The controlled creature can perform 2 actions each turn, so I think you can move and attack, but it doesn't.
Okay.
The previous ranks specifically say
you
can't do.
It says one.
They say 1 action, no active abilities, and no powers, and the master rank just says 2 actions.
What happens, Bo, as you're standing slightly to the side of Leeromei, probably 10 feet away?
Or I would quickly stride up and swing my fencing sword. Or probably lunge at him.
Okay. Leeromei, make a vigilant test. Otherwise, it's an ambush.
I'm standing there next to Leeromei.
I think, Leeromei, with a 1, that we put you in initiative first. As opposed to Bo getting just a free attack. Leeromei, you must see it. You must see a flicker out of the corner of your eye on the right, and you turn that way, and you suddenly see the Winter Wife is also standing right next to Bo, and you can see that intent on his face, and I think that puts you into initiative, really, as opposed to straight up combat. And you're both exactly the same?
Yeah.
How are ties broken? You just roll a d6?
Allies choose. I can't remember ties between.
Doesn't
Well-
matter. I mean, we can roll. Doesn't matter to me. Want to roll a d20?
Yeah, sure.
Higher wins.
So I got 12.
All right, Leeromei. Bo comes striding towards you. The intent is obvious. You look past him over his shoulder. You see the Winter Wife look up at you with this tiny little smile on her face. She takes like 5, 6, it seems like 7 or 10 steps back. It's just a glide. And what does Leeromei do? Bo's interposed between you and the Winter Wife. Guy Hadid is standing next to you as he's moved towards you. So is the Goy, and Lena is on by the door. So what does Leeromei do?
I'm just double checking the rules for non-lethal.
You just declare non-lethal. That's the way we've been playing it. They just go to 0 and get knocked out.
Alright. Bo, you've interposed yourself between me and my prey. And I'm probably going to whack you again, just so you're aware.
So he stays standing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stay standing.
Wow, that's a lot.
Non-lethal, obviously.
Is there no lethal in this game?
There is non-lethal
is.
in this game.
You can hit with the intent to bludgeon.
You
Guy,
just did 14 and 14.
yeah, like crazy. He rolled a 12.
Yeah.
He rolled 12 on both his 12s. Keep the highest, like he rolled 12 twice. He rolled 11 and 12 on the first one, and a 6 and 12 on the second one. Guy and Dagoy, you suddenly see Leeromei turn away from you and meet Bo head on. Bo's moving towards Leeromei with obvious intent, and Leeromei quickly knocks him out. Yeah, lays you out, like maybe hits you with the handle of his sword and then taps you on the top of the head, and you just go weak-kneed and look up at him with your sword in your hand before it flicks out of your hand and you roll over and side on your side. That's what Guy and Dagoy see.
Leeromei, have you lost your mind?
I will.
The Winter Wife.
I will go straight for Liro. Like I will try to interpose myself between Bo and Liro and defend Bo. Attacking Liro. That's what I saw. I saw I saw the guy just straight go attack my master. I will go defend him. Yeah.
Once Bo has been downed, there is clearly no attention paid to him by Lero. It's like, okay,
You just step over his body.
just step over him, pointing the blade at the Winter Wife, telling her to be gone from his head.
Now you see Leeromei step over the body. Guy, are you getting in front of him? Are you tackling him? Or
I'm going
We're
for
gonna have
both.
to
Like,
engage him.
what the hell are you doing? Are you crazy? And I will try go tend his wounds.
Okay.
See what's wrong with him and try to tend his wounds. I don't know how that works, but I have this medicus thing.
Yeah, Medicus with the
that-
herbal cure, you can do it once.
Yeah, I can do it once per patient.
Okay.
Once per patient and day. Yeah, and I will try to
And you
patch him up, like
Hu-
try to get him up, like
now, are you using the herbal cure? Do you have one of those on you?
I-
Or?
n-
No,
no,
or
I don't
not?
have a herbal
Okay.
cure. I didn't find it.
So you can roll Medicus and
it's-
then roll 1d4, I think.
Yeah, I need to make a cunning,
Cunning
test.
test.
I think.
Yeah, cunning test
Yeah.
first. So Guy leans over to attend to Bo, who's just knocked out, as Leeromei steps over him. Degoy, what do you do as Guy drops?
Degoy walks up behind Leroy and seeing him attack Bo, and moves to put a chokehold on him.
Oh, for God's sake! Damn it!
As I see that there are not really fatal wounds on Bo, what the medicus
Yeah.
skill looks like is like I pick him up and kind of slap him a little bit. Poof, poof, poof. Are you okay? Wake up. Poof, 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 poof. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
All right, Degoy. I think that's reasonable for you to do in this round, and you could roll against Leeromei, who's stepping over Bo's back. I would give you advantage just because he has no expectation you're going to attack him from behind. So you could roll your attack, or you could roll vigilant at -2, Leeromei.
I would like to, purely because Diego is about to step into range with someone with a long weapon.
Yeah,
might-
I think you're like looking at the Winter Wife directly. But if you roll vigilant, I guess I would let you turn.
Vigilant at -2.
Oh my God. So, Leeromei, you're just keyed up. Like every nerve fiber is humming. The hairs on your little hairs on your arms are up. The back of your neck is up. Like you're just like revved up, adrenaline pumping through you. You're just, everything is acute and snappy, and you hear Degoy move towards you. What do you do? If he's approaching, would you attack him?
Having seen him choke out that troll, I would not let him do the same to me.
Okay.
But if he's like
So
doing
as,
what Guy did and tending to Bo, then good on him.
Degoy, are you hiding your intent? Or you just like,
No, because I was yelling at
Oh, yeah?
Leroy, like,
Okay.
what are you doing? Why have you gone crazy? And I've moved up behind him to choke him out.
all right. So you spin, Leeromei, with that one. You know, a one is a one. And Degoy's coming in at you with your long weapon. If you would attack Degoy, who's been with you in the forest, then by all means, make that attack.
This is also non-lethal. Damn it.
Oh, complete miss. All right,
Where's
Degoy,
the fragility of dice rolls?
you split by this long attack, and you can make that attack that you make.
I missed that one as well.
Yeah, you did. Are you done rolling?
Yeah.
Degoy, I will give you advantage with that natural 20 on his long arm attack roll. You can make your garrote attack at advantage against Leeromei.
Do I not get to roll defense, or does it just succeed automatically?
It'll roll your defense on its own.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. What does that look like as you slip by him, his broadsword, as he spins on you, his senses humming? How does the Goy do that? What does it look like as he?
Right, I imagine his sword swinging into probably the flat of it, probably in a wide arc, as the Goy slips underneath, climbs onto his back, and wraps his arms around his neck, applying pressure.
Now, when you stun him, like you get around him, and you have that Garat. Would he get a second attack since you stunned him? Like you either put him prone, like on the ground, and you're on top of him, garroting. But just like another weapon, I imagine you could forego that. You're still both on your feet.
Right. So
I don't know how that worked. That we haven't really talked about it. But when you put an opponent prone, you can either put him prone when you stun him, or you can take a second attack.
Right. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I think I'd have to leave that to you. I don't plan on stunning him. I'm playing damage. And since it's kind of a grappling kind of move, I'd imagine we would go prone anyway.
Oh, both on the ground? Okay. So you take him out, swing around him, get your garage around him. The whole force of that movement, you essentially flow underneath him past his strike, get your garrote around him, and just your momentum, you stumble over Bo's body as he's just coming awake as Guy Hadid wakes him up. Lena, you're at the door frame and you see this chaos. You see Leeromei take Bo out. You see Guy Hadid drop to try to revive Bo and shake him awake. And then the Goy flows into Leeromei and takes him to the ground, his garrote around Lero's neck. What does Lena do?
Lena will help Bo and lay hands on him.
Okay. You could make that roll.
Okay, I need to do some resolute tests for concentration and...
Oh, right from the damage.
Yeah, so... What is it? Resolute minus... 7.
Lena, you... Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just trying to figure out why it was the -3 armor. Like the damage -3.
Lenny, you get there as Guy Hadid is shaking him, slapping him a little bit, and it's Guy is like, maybe a little bit overactive when he's trying to shake Bo awake, and it just gets in your way as you're trying to cast lay on hands. You're like trying to reach around Guy, this new person you just met who's maybe wearing pants and maybe not, and you can't really get to heal him. And that's how kind of you're unable to kind of lay on hands. Bo is kind of shaken awake. He's bleary-eyed and kind of wakes himself up. 2, 3, 4. Let me put.
I wouldn't be under her control, would I?
No, you're not anymore.
Okay. But I would have an idea of what happened, correct?
I think when it comes to your turn and you wake up and see the mayhem around you, I think the residual of her voice inside your head is going to be obvious. You're, Guy Hadid has got a hand on you. So, Leeromei, you're on the ground with the Goy gasping for breath. as he's got this chokehold on you. You, I believe, have to break through, right, Dagoy?
No, he can't take any actions. All I have to do is maintain it.
Oh, so you just hold him the whole time. Right, for this round. You have to maintain it on your turn. So he's kind of stuck there, prone as you're rolling around on the ground. Okay.
Am I able to go on hold?
Say again?
Am I able to go on hold? Until after, Decoy?
I no,
mean,
because the target cannot act.
Yeah, you
not
can't.
to mention.
Yeah, no, it's effectively it does.
Yeah, you don't have a willing partner. You're struggling against him, especially this round because he just put it on you. Bo, you're on the ground. You wake up to Guy Hadid shaking you and maybe slapping you. You got the whisper of the winter wife in your ear, and maybe a smell of roses briefly. You shake your head a little bit. You're kind of laid back, on your butt. You look to the side. You see Guy has a chokehold on Leeromei. Dagoy has a chokehold on Leeromei. Both Guy Hadid and Lena are kind of ministering to you, and you're kind of prone on the ground. What do you do?
I leap up and take a step over towards those guys and just break it up, boys. Break it up.
Yeah, I believe you make a quick test to see if you don't take your whole round action to stand. But you could yell out, break it up, but you're not,
This is just trickery.
Trickery.
Trickery? He just attacked you.
I guess I
look at
stumble.
Yeah, you stumble. You get partway up, but you got Guy on you, still holding on to you, and Lena's arms are in there, and you trying to get free of them and stand up, and you're, flat out on your back as you roll up to stand. Guy, Bo kind of stands up, kind of shrugging you off as you, wake him up, yelling out that this is trickery. What does Guy do? You're muted.
You're muted.
Actually,
I'm quite confused. I don't know what's going on. I'm just there. I don't see any enemies. I kind of take a step back and try to blend in the background and wait to see
okay.
where side I have to jump. Yeah.
Lena. Really?
How does she's a resolute of 19?
Yeah, I don't know how that.
Holy
I don't know how that would work because she doesn't have a resolute. I pulled her off the thing. Let me see what a resolute is listed as. Yeah, a resolute isn't that high. Why did they?
What's
Yeah,
the
that's-
maximum stat you can have? You can't have a 20.
No, I don't know why. I don't know why it said that she succeeded. It should have been fail. It should have been fail.
The highest you can get is an 18.
Yeah, it should have been fail. She should have failed. Because I can see her resolute here. I know what she has to make. And,
Yeah.
well, it also depends on Lena's resolute. 13.
Yes, but her highest,
Yeah,
the
hers
highest
fine.
after
So-
her bracket should have been.
Yeah, Lena sees her. Guy didn't see her. But Lena, you're there as Bo stands up. Guy kind of stumbles back. Bo is yelling, "This is trickery," and you look past them, and you see this woman in white. She catches your eyes, and then she cocks her head a little bit, and has this little smile on her face. You hear her voice, smell a little bit of roses. Ah, you can see me too. Such a wonderful day. Night, really. It's beautiful, isn't it? What does Lena do?
Lena will attack the winter wife.
Okay, how do you do that? Unsling your bow and...
Yeah, using my arrow.
Okay. You're gonna shoot 2 arrows at her?
Yes.
You actually don't have to roll, Lena. You take those arrows out, take another one out, and you just see the arrows go right through her, right through her. And she looks down and she goes, "Oh, you've ruined my dress." She kind of fades a little bit right there, and then you hear her laugh. Nice try, though, but you need more arrows than that. Let it stay right in her position there as she was.
Yeah.
Okay. Degoy, you got this garrote around Leeromei who's fighting against you. It's only been about 5 or 6 seconds. You hear Bo rise up. You probably hear Lena lay off some arrows, but you're really kind of intent on holding Leeromei. What does Degoy do?
So Bo said it's trickery, but he didn't really say anything else.
No, he's still trying to stand. So that natural 20 is when he quick test.
I'm stumbling. I'm having trouble doing 2 things at once.
Right. You.
What do you mean trickery? What is trickery?
Some kind of magic and a creature of, I don't know, not this world, perhaps. Right?
Okay.
I wouldn't really know of her. Right, Gene?
Well, you've met her. You met her with Leeromei.
What I mean is I wouldn't know of her, like, origins.
No.
Okay. So I'll release the chokehold.
Okay.
And I guess I got a quick test to stand up.
Yep. You do have a quick test to stand up. Let me roll.
Okay.
You stand up, Degoy. You stumble. You probably stumble over Leeromei himself. It takes everything you got to stand up. You're probably straddling Leeromei as he's still on the ground, and Leeromei probably is trying to stand up at the same time, and you're both trying to stand up at the same time, and you look out into the courtyard and you see absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it still thinks it's a resolute of 19.
Yeah, I don't know why. But I'm just looking at the result, and Degoy's resolute is 13, so even then she makes that.
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to see why that is, because I can, unless something else like unnoticeable. Oh, she has exceptional resolute. That might be it.
Oh. Okay.
Right.
What, exceptional attribute resolute?
Right. At master. I just pulled her straight off the thing. But what I do is adjust it here.
I mean,
you start out at 18 and then gets a 9. It's a bonus to make it 19.
18 is the highest for players with exceptional attribute, because the highest you can start with is a 15, and then plus 3.
Right.
I've just been looking at the numbers, but I adjusted her attribute score to see if that will fix it a little bit. Oh no, it didn't change. Let me change it. There we go. Okay. That might be better.
So it's her resolute versus my resolute, right?
Right. Or your resolute is less. Your resolute is 13. And so she just has to roll, because your resolute is 13, she just has to roll under her resolute, which I adjusted, but even with an 11, she rolls under her resolute.
Right.
Your resolute adjust her resolute score, like the number. So At 13, it's not a modifier to her resolute roll, but so 11 would have worked either way.
Okay.
You stand up to Goy and you look out there and you don't see anything. Bo's yelling at you that this is all trickery. Leeromei is trying to stand up underneath your legs. Lena is intently staring out into the distance, probably grabbing another arrow, or maybe she has it halfway in her hand because the last two didn't work. What does the Goy do?
Can I tell where she shot the arrows?
No, not really. You're on the ground.
Okay.
You have no idea. Out there somewhere.
I'm so confused. What is going on here? Are you all possessed?
Leeromei, you're underneath the Goy's legs, and Bo is up.
None of us can stand up on top of each other.
Yeah, you're probably standing up, and like the Goy is standing over you, like one leg on one side, one on it. You start to stand up. You're almost lifting the Goy up out of the ring, and he almost falls off of you. And you stand up and you look out there, and she's gone. You hear a little bit of whisper in it, like really far away, Leeromei.
Mm-hmm.
Come visit me. I'm waiting for you. I have the others. They are mine now. What happens in the aftermath?
I think we have a lengthy discussion. I think that's what happens.
Yeah, I started off by apologizing to Bo and like trying to make him feel better, but life says no. Life really says no.
It's been a stressful night, Leeromei. It's probably 1 a.m. Bo and Hadid, Guy
Go
were
back to bed, shall we?
running around. What do you talk about after this? Lena, you saw the Winter Wife all on your own. She acknowledges you. You feel a bit of regret as she leaves. Her regret that you couldn't have danced with her. And as she kind of fades from your view, she says the same thing to you. She's waiting. Come visit. We will dance in my hall again. There will be lights and lights. We are all dancing out there.
He's taken the others from this watchtower prisoner.
So the guards went into the forest?
Yeah. So how do you propose that we rescue them? Or maybe you don't think that's a good idea.
Can't even see her. How would we even stop her?
Now this interaction, Gene, I did not see her, or I did.
You saw her. You saw her when she took control of you and she leaned over and whispered in your ear. You could see her and smell her. Maybe at a corner of your eye, you looked at her right before you did what she wished you to do. In agreement. She's exceptionally beautiful. She has this glow about her. Her eyes smile, and she has this tiny little smile on her mouth. She's got nice, perfect teeth, which is, a rarity. She's about your height. She's completely white, though. White hair, white dress, but her eyes are like this pale blue.
I'm sorry that there was not time to explain. Last time we passed through this region, we encountered a spirit bound to some temple that the guardsmen had taken stones from to build the wall. We put her down, but we undid the harm, but clearly she has decided that she needs to hunt the people here. She wanted us to carve out our hearts and give them to her so that she was free from this temple. Did not take being refused very well.
And you want to go fight that? Looking to Bo. Like, are you insane, man?
Why?
Because
Why?
without this watchtower, there is a gap in our defenses against the darkness of Davokar. And more monstrosities such as that demon will inevitably slip through
is
into Ambrian
Who is
Great.
our? Who is our? Our defense. Who are we?
The civilized world. Ambria.
For the world. They can fend for themselves. They don't need you or me or any of insignificant 5 of us.
You are
Shall
not
let the people-
insignificant.
Just let the people of the next town know. They will send an orange garrison to die here. And that will be it. No more ghosts, no more hearts, no more nothing. Let's find some warmer climates.
And if one of the idiots that they do send gives her their heart and she is freed from her prison,
I shrug. Heck,
and then she comes to make sure that everyone that
someone
has
else's
ever been
problem.
in her presence dies, do
I
you
don't
want
know.
to be hunted by someone that you cannot see?
I don't believe that there was someone else here. I think you were pissed with Bo. You just went after him, find a little excuse to hit him a couple of times, get out of your anger, and now we are off to bed to rest. And we will need to find more cover, a couple of blankets or something, because this guy broke the door, and now the chilly wind from outside is coming inside. And I start heading inside, try to put the leftovers stew on the fire to have something warm to eat. Go to bed. Fuck all of this.
You care so little for your common man. It is a shame
Whatever.
to see.
Goy, do you agree with Leeromei that you should go into the woods at some point? Like tomorrow or now?
I do agree that this needs to be handled. However, I think we are ill-equipped to handle such a being. If what you say is true, and as obvious by the 3 of the party that saw it, I find it hard to come up with a strategy to attack and defend against such a being. I mean, within a few minutes, she'd apparently taken control of 2 of you, and the rest of us didn't see it.
2 of
Imagine
us?
if yeah. You and Bo were affected by her presence.
No. She tried to take control of me, but Prius's guiding light shielded my heart. So she turned her attention to Bo. So I knocked him out. That was the sole reason for me hitting him earlier.
But yet you couldn't respond. It seemed as a man possessed in your actions.
Well, You might have seen that I was posting in the chat log while it was not my turn to communicate my discussions with you whilst you were busy strangling me.
Yes. I was just saying night night. Don't fight it.
No, I tried to tell you she was there beforehand, and you did not believe me. And
You're the only one who saw her.
yes, that is one of the tricks of this forest demon.
I agree. Which is why I say we need something more, better prepared for the rest
You-
of us.
You're the worst for wear. Like, you are really fucked up. Do you think if you come telling us you are seeing visions, we are going to believe you? That's something that hit your head. Yeah.
Lero looks at you confused, and like, despite you having seen Diego attempt to choke him out, he appears almost unruffled by it. His clothes are scraped from the scrabbling on the dirt, but no bruising or anything.
You can take it.
I can see Beg just like the thought crossing his mind, going, "Fucking broken character. What the fuck is this?"
You can trick my trained medicus eyes.
Bo, what do you think about going into the forest? Are you with Leeromei? Or you think it's a bad idea?
I'm trying to think of where his loyalty would lie.
Loyalty? We're not committing a coup.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Jane, can
Yeah.
Lena try to heal herself?
I think so. I have to look
Laying
and see.
hands? Or laying hands?
Yeah, laying hands. It doesn't say you can't.
This power also works for the mystic itself.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
lay on hands to yourself.
Yes. I think we need to eliminate this evil and this danger.
Lena, are you with the
How do you-
company of going into?
How do you target yourself?
How do you what?
How do you target yourself?
You should be able to, if you hit Option or Alt, and if you hit Option or Alt, you see everyone's name come up, and you should be able to click on yourself. That's a new way to select. Try that. I think it's Option or Alt. For me,
Oh yeah,
it's,
so you have to hold down Alt and left click.
yeah, hold down Alt. I actually right click and it works for me, but try that. So Lena, Bo and Leeromei, maybe Degoy, but it's hard to tell. They think this spirit needs to be taken out. What's Lena's thoughts after she saw both her arrows go through the spirit itself, or the winter wife?
I think we should follow after we're all ready.
I missed that last part. After, follow after.
Yeah, when we're ready.
Oh, okay. Do you think ready is tomorrow, or you think ready is in 6 months from now?
Well, after a day or two.
All right. So Yeah, you're having trouble. You're maybe a little shaky. Maybe the winter wife is still dancing with you in your mind. You have trouble healing yourself. So you're going to spend the night in. You can roll it again if you like. You're going to spend the night in the tower. You go back to the tower, and I expect you probably bar the door again in some fashion. And morning dawns. Sunrise is about 5:48. Everyone needs to make a strong test, please.
Strong test.
Strong test.
Straight up.
Straight up. Guy and Bo, you're feeling fine. Not really worse for the wear, but maybe you didn't sleep all that well. Leeromei, you wake up with no significant issues besides, normal kind of battle soreness, achiness in your shoulders and knees. You might heal, but, battle is still battle. You probably all kind of slept poor, and we're just wait for the Goy and Lena's strong test.
So what do we know about this place? Besides that there is this ghost that's wanted to come out. Is there anything for us in there?
Leeromei and Bo were there. They probably will tell you that it's a ruin temple of some nature, a temple ruin with some outbuildings. There's only like a few standing edges of the building. They found this bowl on a dais raised up with what looked like a heart frozen in this kind of crystal underneath. They were attacked by these lights that showed up as they entered the temple floor that filled the archways, and then they kind of retreated or went down the stairs and found this sarcophagus that had the skeleton of a woman in there because of the rotten dress. She was on a slab of stone, so it wasn't really a sarcophagus. It was just a big slab of stone that was underneath, down these kind of broken stairs right underneath the. When they came up, they saw a vision of the winter wife who wanted them to break out her heart and free her, and they declined and retreated when they could after some battle with undead and these lights, retreated back towards the tower itself. They initially found the tower because when they came to the tower as it was being built, there were a couple sick guardsmen, and they were actually harvesting stone from the temple area itself, but those black stones were actually corrupted, and they were hoarding these black stones, and it was seeping corruption into their bodies, and they found out where those stones were coming from, and so that's how they found the temple in the first place. They did not set free the winter wife or finish any of the danger that was within that temple area, and they returned to Thistle Hold. They cured and saved the guardsmen because they took all those black stones, kind of basalt, kind of like porous black stones that they were using initially to build the wall around, but they didn't take care of the temple itself. And that's what they know, really. they had found no treasure, if that's what you asked also. So what's the party's plan this first thing in the morning?
Lena needs to recover first before fighting.
I missed that. Lena, what did you say again? You're gonna rest before fighting?
Yeah, Lena's gonna try to heal herself before
Okay.
going out.
Okay, you can do that.
Can you zero out her corruption?
Yeah, I can do that.
Well, I say we head to Thistle Hold for now. Maybe we can, come across something that'll help.
Finally.
We do need to resolve the issue with the copper crown.
Okay. So I think the plan is to continue towards Thistle Hold and leave the Winter Wife safe in her temple.
Yep.
Okay.
Reluctantly.
Reluctantly.
I mean, if we all went and have no way to affect her, it would be kind of a fool's errand.
Yes.
Yeah, I still don't understand what's in there for us, for me, to go there. So, yeah.
How does
You
Guy
have
feel about going to
death.
Thistle Hold?
Yeah, Thistle Hold. I feel a little bit reluctant to go there again, but I think I can shield myself behind this group, so maybe I can
Right?
put my cloak really close, get really wrapped up, and I don't know, hide my sword, I don't know, put some pants on.
Yeah, some pants.
So the
Thistle Hold is a big town. Maybe I could go unnoticed for a while.
party travels Thistle Hold throughout the day. They travel west along the forest edge. They don't really come to anything specific along the trail. There are no turned over carts. They may meet a farmer and his carts, carrying that is empty. He's already carried his goods at Thistle Hold right before winter, and he's headed back towards Castaway. And they come to the western gate of Thistle Hold, and they meet the guards. As usual, to enter Thistle Hold, you have to pay your 2 thalers. I'm assuming everyone has their 2 thalers to enter.
Yeah.
Guy, do you have 2 thalers to enter?
Probably not.
Probably not. Guy Hadid, do you have 2 thalers to enter Thistle Hold?
I don't even have 2 thaler.
Who has thaler for the group?
How do you not have Thaler?
Because I'm a new character and I spent all my money on the equipment.
Holy shit. I can cover the whole party.
You covered the whole party.
Yeah, because I think I sold a weapon, an artifact.
You did. You
Yeah.
have. You got lots
I'm
of
rich
thaler.
compared to everybody else.
Bo brings out a jingling little, one of his jingling little coin purses and flicks out 10 thaler, like it's nothing. And you enter the western gate at Thistle Hold. It's mid-morning. It's common, at this point in the morning, there's a lot, it's right before winter, so there's a lot of people moving about and noise and people going about their business in the Western Gate. And you are here to follow up on the Copper Crown and probably catch some rest. What's the plan as you enter Thistle Hold again, having been gone for quite some time, having tracked down the Half Moon cult, having passed through the tower, that building twice? It seems to be a magnet for difficulty and problems. What is the group intention? Or where would they head first? Mother Mahira or the Mayor Night Pitch, or would you go your separate ways because you've been stuck with each other camping out in the forest for quite some time?
You go see Mother Mahira. What do you guys think?
I will follow Bo around. Like, if I need to be inconspicuous in here to not be noticed, better to keep one step behind him, like my head down, trying to look like just a squire of a guy that carry his bags or something like that. Like, yeah, the opposite of what I was before. Yeah, I'm nobody now. Yeah.
So Bo and Guy Hadid are going to Mother Mahira's. Guy, do you know Mother Mahira? Is a man of your nature someone she knows? Have you done work for her before, either low work or high work?
I don't think she knows me. Like,
Okay.
Everybody in this town has worked for Mother Mahira in some way or another. But yeah, by the way of thirds, like I working for someone that working for her or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. But you don't
Not
expect she
directly.
knows your name directly.
No, not my name directly. Yeah.
Does
Probably
anyone
not.
in
Unless someone has been asking around, I don't think she knows my name. No.
Okay. So Bo and Guy
Because
are...
I have this, like, I don't know how to pop it out, like post-it them. Yeah, this.
Ooh.
That's what I'm running away. Like,
All right. Is that arch enemies? Does he or she or it have business in Thistle Hold?
Yeah, I probably they have sent people after me, and
Okay.
everywhere I go, I cause some trouble, some mischief. And if they catch to me, I kind of have to get out of with my pants around my ankles. Yeah.
So Bo and Guy are going to Mother Mahira's. How about the rest of the group? The Degoy, you and Lena are new.
Yeah. So I think Degoy is going to head towards the markets.
Okay. With the intent of?
Probably to see what wares is there. Maybe something to help with the crazy winter wife. Is that what it was?
Yeah, Winter Wife or a spirit.
Yeah, spirit.
Okay.
Or I don't. Thistle Hold didn't have like a library or anything like that, right?
The Ordo Magica has a library, or if Degoy would know, the best place maybe to get an idea would be that he could go to the Queen's Legate, who keeps a lot of information about different treasure hunting expeditions and knowledge that's gone into the forest for the Queen's, has her hand in everything. And
Okay.
so,
Well, I'll definitely head to the Queen's Legate. Legate, is that what you said?
yeah, Legate, like, her ambassador to Thistle Hold. Not really ambassador, because Thistle Hold not a country on its own, but like it's her representative in Thistle Hold. Like she has a representative in all the cities, so as she gets her taxes, knows what's going on, gets fed information, that sort of thing. Kind of like official spy work.
So he's the CIA.
No, because it's very open.
The FBI.
Right.
Oh, the FBI. Okay.
I am the Queen's man in the town of Thistle Hold. I don't run it. Mayor Night Pitch does, but I keep track of everything. How about Lena?
Lena will follow the guy.
Okay.
When she attacked the Winter Wife, there was not.
Okay. And Leeromei, Bo and Guy are going to see Mother Mahira. The Goy and Lena, who are new, are going to try to find some information on what would be needed to, if anyone has any information about a being like the Winter Wife. Has any other traders or expeditions ever heard of her at the Queen's Little Gate at first? What about Leeromei?
I mean, he's a good little religious fanatic, so his first trip is going to be to what was the guy's name? Father S. Something?
Father Sarvolo.
Savolo.
Yeah.
Going to visit Father Savolo and pray for penance for all his time in the dark and his failings and things like that before making his way to see Mayor Night Pitch and make an appointment to see Mayor Night Pitch because Lero doesn't think he's important enough to just waltz in there.
Well, you all were deputized, and Mayor Night Pitch obviously knows who you are.
All those people are dead.
Most of those people are dead.
Leeromei was here.
Oh, but still alive. So go see Mayor Night Pitch's secretary and be like, can you put me in for a meeting to see the mayor? Please.
Okay. So I put us on the map. You are coming in the western gate, which is kind of over here on the right. Actually, it's on the left. I got it. Right. You're coming in the western gate, and you're going to head right down through Queen's Square, really. And Queen's Square has probably more official marketplace, a lot of there. And I'm just finding the Mother Mahira is over here for Bo and Guy Hadid. And the soup kitchens around the same way, around Antique Plaza, if I remember correctly.
That's the tavern. Griffin something or other.
Right.
That's
and
legend.
The Queen's Legation really is on Autumn Street. It's actually right in front of the gate to Night Home, which is down in the south. You can see that kind of green area. Right on Autumn Street is the Queen's Legation, and that's where that is for Lena and Degoy. So boy, I'm skipping. Bo and Guy Hadid, you go to Mother Mahira's. Now, Bo, you come up to where Mother Mahira's door is, and you see her guardsman, this big ogre that you've seen before, who's let you in a number of times. And he's just kind of sitting there chewing on some jerky. It's about 11 a.m., and he's leaning up against the wall, the entrance to Mother Mahira's agency. You got Guy Hadid in tow with you, who has never been to Mother Mahir's agency. What does Bo do?
I would just mention to the guard that I have to see the mother.
She not like you anymore, Bowman.
She what? She what?
She not like you anymore, Bowman. You go away, so I don't have to thump you. And this little man beside you.
Why does she not like me anymore?
Bo would know she doesn't like you because Melga died. And Mother Mahira was Melga's stepmother.
But I would know that.
Yeah. Because you brought her back with Rigmar, and Jorel and Leeromei, and then saw them leave to go back to the inn. Although her mother, didn't blame you for it.
Can I intercede and say, come on, good sir, let master go about his business. Do your show and open the door, and I'm trying to persuade him to let us through.
Sure, is that persuasion just with words, Guy?
With words, some gesture, and a couple of coins in this guy's palm.
But I thought you didn't have any coin.
I might pick someone from the tower of the guards. Give me a second. I have to...
Sure, roll a persuasion test. Bo, do you respond when he won't let you in? Guy's gonna try to talk his way in. You see him hand him a few coins.
Yeah, I just think that I exhibit a little bit of patience at this point.
Okay. Wait for... Let's take a 5-minute break so I can go to the bathroom.
Okay.
And then we'll come back. And then we'll get a drink, take a 5-minute break. I always forget to take breaks. And then we'll come back, okay?
Right.
Yep.
Sorry, the delivery came to bring food.
We're taking a break.
Okay.
5 minutes.
Okay. Okay, I will go fetch a glass of water then. Oh no, I have water.
All right, I'm back.
Okay, me too.
Back.
I was not anticipating that.
Anticipating what?
I've got all the sound going through my headphones at the moment, and I was just watching a quiet YouTube video whilst I was waiting for you to return, and then you returned at full volume. And I nearly dropped my phone.
All right, Bo and Guy Hadid, you're outside Mother Mahira's agency with her half-ogre doorman, which Bo knows is the same doorman who kind of carted out the cultist that Mother Mahira questioned at one point to try to find the whereabouts of the cult that ended the life of Melga, who was dear to her. And Guy Hadid is trying to bluff his way in or pay his way in to see them. Guy, this is kind of difficult for you to do, but I'd let you do a persuasion at minus. How much money did you give him?
I give all I found in the tower. Let's say is $5.
$5. All right.
Yeah.
You can make a persuasion at -3.
-3. Okay.
Or you can make a persuasion at +3. My fault. That would make it anyways.
+3. Yeah.
You like give this guard, half ogre guard, the thaler, and he just kind of looks down at it. That's a lot. That's a lot of coin there. Well, she's not busy for you, little man. She's not busy for you. But I don't know about you, Mr. Bowman.
I give him two thaler.
He's my master. You need to. He's the one who has business with her.
He looks at the
I'm just here
$2.
last-
He goes, I think you're his master. He gave me 2 and you gave me 5.
It's because I need to keep my show.
That's because I pay him so much for his services. That's why he is rich.
Yeah.
Those must be some services, little man.
Spend money to make money. Yeah.
Well, you probably don't want a job from Mother Mahira then. Just don't make her mad. I don't want to lose my job. Not that she would fire me anyways. So you follow this kind of wide half ogre down the hall. It's kind of dark. It's got drapes. Bo has been there before. You kind of go through these drapes and it feels labyrinthine, and you're come into this kind of area. At first you smell kind of herby smoke, and there's kind of silks hanging down each other. And before you get there, Guy, you hear Mother Mahira breathing. You may not know Mother Mahira, but she has part of her lung taken out, and she's missing most of one arm. And she's an old treasure hunter who started Mother Mahira's agency when she couldn't go back out into Davokar anymore. But you hear her breathing before you enter. The guard puts a hand on Bo and says, maybe you wait until she talks to him first, Bowman.
She wants to talk to me first.
Sounds like it.
She doesn't like Bowman. Just
okay. I confer with Bo. What are you looking for here? What's our goal? What do you want to get from this woman?
Well, I'm embarrassed to say, Gene, I don't remember.
You're coming for the Copper Crown. You're trying to find if there's any information about where the Copper Crown was taken from by the treasure hunters. The Copper Crown, if you remember, has the spirit of an ancient Symbar king in it who took control over one of your earlier partners, almost like the Winter Wife took control of you recently. So it's very reminiscent of that moment. But the Copper Crown itself is severely corrupted. And then the party decided to take the Copper Crown to Mayor Nightpitch, and Mayor Nightpitch's witch Yagaba secreted the Copper Crown into a box, marble box or copper box, to keep Hurian Lo Apak's spirits at bay while you figured out where it came from, because no one knows where it had come from. And that Copper Crown was the reason the flare had done the dirty work to try to recover his corrupted lover. And so you're going back to see if information has been found to where the Copper Crown was stolen from.
Okay, so Copper Crown.
Right.
Anything about that? I will do my best.
Right. Any information you
Okay.
can gather.
Here I go. I say, oh,
Guy, how
Can I
tall
get it?
how tall are you?
I'm like 5'5", 5'6".
Okay.
I'm not taller at all. Yeah.
You sneak around the corner and catch Mother Mahira off guard. She doesn't expect anyone to be entering her enclosure without her knowledge. She's got this really long pipe that she's smoking out of, and you hear her breathing. And
Knock, knock.
as soon as you come in, she like palms a dagger in her hand and struggles to a stand. Come on, then. You think you can kill me?
Hello,
I can
no,
take you.
hello, mother of mothers. I came in peace. Your guy there ushered me in, actually. I have a couple of business to attend with you, if it would be
Yeah,
not too much trouble for you.
she shouts out, "Boo! Boo! Damn ogre!"
Oh, he's you know how ogres are. He must be out there.
How much
doing
did you
his
pay
thing.
him to get an audience with me?
Oh, nothing. I didn't pay nothing. Just
She kind of slumps back in her chair and takes a big smoke.
I didn't know that was a custom. Do you need to pay the doorman to let you in talk with his master?
She kind of looks you up and down. Everyone has a take. What is your name and why are you here? I could give you
I'm
a
just a
job.
guy.
Obviously, you have some gumption. We're always
I'm
looking
just a
for
guy.
just a guy.
Yeah, just
She
a
still
guy.
has her dagger in her hand too. It's a green dagger, kind of patina copper with a wavy kind of blade.
Yeah, it's just a guy. And that's the way I present myself. I'm not lying, but I know state my name full. Yeah, I'm just a guy. Yeah, I came from with word from my master, and they say they have some business with you, that you were going to get some information from them about some copper or something like that, a copper tiara or something. Does that ring a bell? A copper hat, a copper, what was it? A copper crown, maybe, something like that. The words sleep. The details.
She looks at you and
doesn't
tips
stick
her
with
head
me.
a little bit. You know, takes a long drag on this pipe. She's actually got the dagger in the hand and the pipe, but she doesn't have another arm. Sit down. Right there. She like
I go there and
she-
sit down, Indian
she has-
style.
as this chair that she hooks her leg up and pulls it up, and it, you know, you're gonna sit in it, maybe be, you know, there's gonna be just enough spaces between your knees and her knees. She's dressed in this kind of dark red silks that kind of have multiple layers. Her face is kind of marred on one side. She's missing an eye and an ear. She's obviously missing that side of her arm. You can hear her breathe, like the air is coming from somewhere else sucking in me from somewhere else, even though her mouth, as she's smoking, and she pulls up this chair next to her when you say Copper Crown, and she's palming her smoke and her dagger at the same time. Sit down, then we talk.
I sit down.
All right? And then she tries to stab you.
She tried to stab me. Okay, I try to avoid it. I use my cloak to entangle the dagger and say, why?
Well,
why?
Let me roll and see if she makes it first.
I look surprised. Anyway, if she stab me or not, I will say the same thing in the same manner. Like, wait, what are you doing? Where is they coming from? Please.
Bo, you hear, the discussion. You're like maybe 2 or 3 silks. Borderu has his arm on you, and he's kind of listening. And when she yells his name, he winces a little bit at your side. You hear kind of Guy, trying to sweet talk Mother Mihira, and you hear the squeak of the chair just kind of squeaking up as she tells him to sit, and then you probably hear commotion. Let me just pull my darn token out, wherever it went. There we go. Okay. And she is going to attack Guy. She leans forward like she's going to talk to you, and then she has her pipe and the dagger in one hand. She just tries to stab you. Damn, Ordo, you hear her say, and she leans forward.
I entangle her dagger with my cloak. That's my usual move. I say, why? Why this violence? Where is this coming from?
You better talk quick, she says.
I'm just trying to be to do an honorable task. They want to destroy the damn thing. They need to know how, and you are the know-all of this town. Just asking for the information for them. What do you want in return for it?
Borderu hears a commotion and probably hears the dagger fall on the floor, and Bo, he like pushes you aside, and he comes barreling through the silks. Mistress, what's going on? And he kind of pulls his short sword.
There is no trouble. Just a dagger that fall in the floor. So, shoot.
Mother Mihira looks at Borderu and said, Borderu, why you leave this man in? Who is he working for? You see Borderu look down and goes, Mistress, Bowman is right there. And she kind of looks at him. And she kind of looks at him and goes, who? You know, the Bowman. And you see her face crinkle, Guy Hadid, and she yells out, Bo, are you hiding back there? Is this man yours? Are you trying to get information from me when you know I do not like you?
You don't hear anything.
He stays quiet.
I look perplexed and look at Mother Mihira and the ogre, and Mother Mihira and the ogre, and say, where is it coming from? We are having a conversation here, and you go call this guy, has nothing to do with it, start yelling outside. Come on, we are two civilized people having a conversation about some copper crown and something that you might need in return of the information. What do you have to involve other people outside? There's no need for that.
Mother Mihira sighs.
I say, I'm your guy, and I'm here for you.
Borderu. Is Bo standing behind those? And Borderu looks down and shakes his head. It's true, Mother Boru is there. He's asking questions for the bowman. And Mother Mihir like shakes her head and tells him to go away. Fine then. What is your name?
My name?
No, the chair's name. Yes, your name.
I'm Guy. I already told you. I'm
Guy.
your Guy.
Guy
I'm here for
who?
you.
That's it, just Guy.
Yeah, I'm the new guy. Guy Hadid.
Guy Hadid.
Yeah.
Fine then, I already remember that name. Well, if Bo is really back there, even if I do hate him, there's been word that the Ordo is looking for men. There's been talk that have already sent men out and on an expedition some days ago that were lost. Something to do with the Copper Crown, which makes sense because one of their initiates had information about it. It's all hush hush though, but they're looking for others to maybe figure out what happened to their expedition. At least that's what I've heard.
And what was the name of this initiate that had that so precious information?
Well, it's not the initiate that has the information. It's the man who's doing the hiring. They're keeping on the low, but if you're working with Bo and they have connection to this Copper Crown, then they may be keen on hiring you. You just see Elgomai. He's what I've told, been looking for men on the side. Some of them come for my men too, but Elgomai works by second or third proxies. Apparently, I've been told that the Ordo found where the Copper Crown was supposed to be and sent out an expedition to find more things. And then that expedition has stopped responding, got lost.
Yeah, they always get lost in that forest. It's kind of useless how they send men there to look for more stuff. Why the hell do they want more stuff? I wonder.
She doesn't respond to you. She kind of shakes. Is that all you need, Guy?
Okay, Angelmai, hire men for.
She leans in really close and she flicks out a bag and chinks it, chink chink, on the table, chink chink, or the edge of the thing. I know.
Yeah, and I
come closer.
Put my hand.
Chink chink.
Yeah, I go closer.
If you're deep in the forest and all is lost, make sure that bow doesn't get out. She hangs you.
I take the money, take the green dagger, and I say,
"Oh no!
I will give it good use," and I pocket the dagger.
You're gonna take her dagger out and the money.
The money and the dagger, and I will let her. I'm insinuating that I will do what she asks.
So you've entered a binding agreement with Mother Mihira to make sure Bo doesn't make it out of Davokar.
Yeah, if I have the chance.
Okay. And you leave to reconnect with Bo, who's still behind the silks.
Yeah,
What occurs when you
count the money?
He's got to work every angle.
Right.
Yeah, I don't even count the money. I just toss the bag to Bo when we get outside, take him the name, and say, we need to go to see this guy.
Okay. Yeah. So, Degoy and Lena, you are going to the Queen's Legate. With the Queen's Legation is right across from Nightholm, or even right across from the front gate to Nightholm. You kind of walk down the Autumn Street, and you can see the two guards at Nightholm's gate, and the Queen's Legation building is right across from there. They're the representative of the Queen, and it's under the eldest daughter of House Argona, which you probably don't know, but is a meticulously and educated woman named Surya. And you come in the front door and you see a long kind of counter, and there's a man behind, wearing spectacles, seeming to write something down in a book. There's like a open passway that goes past him deeper into the Queen's legation, and he just kind of looks up and keeps writing. Yes. What do you need? Do you have a report for me? Or would you like to make some money with a report of validity?
I would like to use to see the reports on anything regarding. We didn't have a name for it, did we?
No.
For a strange being in the forest by the constructed tower, and here are my reports.
So the Queen's Legation keeps track of all treasure hunting expeditions and interesting information for the Queen. They track commonly all the expeditions and keep a record. And if you have a valid report or, information, you can make from 1 to 5 thaler, depending on how important that information may be. Obviously, if you're a spy on one of the Ordo expeditions and you're selling that information of what the Ordo found or where they went, it's probably more pricey. But they keep reports of all expeditions within Davokar. What does Lena and Degoy, are you offering a report of what specifically?
Actually, I want to see if there's a report on that tower being.
You're just
see, right.
Just looking for information. Then you wish to search the reports of the expeditions that we've already tallied and tracked and categorized and documented for the Queen.
Aye.
Well, then that will be 5 thaler to do so. You can spend a day if you like.
Hey, I'm broke.
What did she say?
She said, "Hey, I'm broke."
I'm broke.
I'm broke.
Sadly, I'm broke as well.
He just kind of looks at you, goes, "Everyone comes in here to waste my time. Like free is free and free is free."
But
perhaps you should go on an expedition of some recruits and come back and write up a report of that expedition. And at the same time, while you're doing that and receiving pay for that report, which would be graciously given to the Queen herself for her endeavors within the forest, that you could then peruse the reports that we've already made of the multiple expeditions and fortunes made by others of the Ambrian nature.
Okay. I shall be back.
And so does the Goy and Lena leave?
Yeah.
Where do you go? You kind of walk out in the street. You got no money. You're in Thistle Hold. Realize that you can't really buy to see a report that's being categorized by the Queen Legate, which they do categorize practically everything for the Queen because she needs to know where would the Goy and Lena go if they've ever been in Thistle Hold before.
As a young noble who must ply his trade in the streets of Thistle Hold, I think I'm gonna have to pickpocket somebody.
Okay, so you're gonna go pickpocketing Antique Plaza, then Queen Square, just in the on a street somewhere. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna have Lena find me a mark, and we're gonna work as a team.
All right, you're gonna pickpocket. Leeromei, would you go to Father Sarvolo first or Night Home?
Sarvolo.
Okay. The mission is here. I'll put your counter on it. So you go to the mission. They're in preps for lunch, which you know that Father Sarvolo and the mission feed breakfast and lunch, not necessarily late afternoon or evening meal, but they do have like a later lunch that they serve for those that are poor and cannot afford it, or a moderate fee for those who can afford it. And that's going to happen in about an hour and a half. So it's pretty busy in the kitchen, in the mission. There's a couple people that are cleaning tables and setting up chairs, making sure the benches, making sure everything is clean from breakfast. And what does Leeromei do is he enters the mission and sees this bustling. He kind of smells fresh bread being cooked, and savory kind of smells from the kitchen waft out. Probably they're cooking some sort of potato leek soup. What would his plan be?
He would use up a bunch of time helping out.
Okay.
He doesn't have real business with Father Savolo. The actual real stuff is going to be at Night Manor. This is just
soothing his soul.
Yeah. Father Savolo's been a guiding beacon for him, like, since he found out what he actually was, and he's quite attached to still having a route to help Ambria, that even if it's not the one that he spent the past 18 plus years of his life training for, preparing to take part in.
Would he, let's see if Father Cervelo is even there. So he's going to spend time working in the kitchen. Probably, will he work through the free lunch?
Yeah. And then go to the manor in the afternoon.
Okay. Oh yeah, exceptional. Yeah, so you're working in the kitchen for a while. Well, you're probably working and then tidying up, getting all the tables in line, because it's a different kind of process for lunch, and then getting up the soup line ready and the bread line and other tables and making sure everything's ready. It's pretty well set up. Father Cervelo runs a fairly pristine shop, and eventually you see him, bustling around. He probably in the kitchen eating, and he looks up and he sees you, and you see this funny look on his face, and then he gives the big spoon to one of the cooks, and walks by, looks at the bread that's kind of laid out in these long loaves, and grabs one and rips off a huge chunk of it, and kind of walks over to you. Leeromei, back in town? Pulls off a big chunk to it, hands it to you. How about all your friends?
Some of them are not back in town.
Well, may the light of Prios guide them to their place.
I hope they can find peace with him.
Are you here for long?
I doubt it. There is a matter of great concern to me by one of the forts to the east of town.
One of the new forts they're building to watch Davokar, because they keep sending more and more people in there for treasure. I always think that's a bad idea, but the queen is the queen. What is wrong with What is wrong with the tower? They send people out there regularly. We actually send some soup and bread on occasion. Captain Talios keeps us busy and pays us so much. Helps keep the kitchen open sometimes.
It is, he looks around, and I believe it is too close to a ruin within the forest.
Oh, trouble then. What kind?
The place is near deserted. Some creature trapped within the ruins has lured them out, and I fear it wishes to use them to undo its bindings permanently.
Well, you should talk to Captain Talios then. You might need to send more men, or, God forbid, even the church. Rios will send a priest out. I don't really have any to spare, but Ordo would be interested too, if you actually found something of use and it needs to be taken care of. Sometimes we have to sleep with those we don't like.
I just thought it best to make sure that the good men in service to Prios knew. I thank you for your time. And with Father Symbaroum's blessing, Lero will make his way to Nighthome.
Okay. So you work there for a couple hours, talk to Father Sarvelo. You know, he understands the danger of Davokar, but you know, he's pretty consumed by trying to teach people the light and the soup kitchen, and he doesn't necessarily like Davokar to begin with. He thinks it's a fool's errand to be fooling around in ruins. And you proceed towards Nighthome. Bo and Guy, are you going to the Tower of Ordo?
Yes.
Okay. And you go to the tower to inquire about an expedition, or you come up to the tower? Yeah, the tower's guard is this little goblin, which you have met before. Some have met before.
I think we need to find this guy that the Madame Hero said was gathering the expedition, and find the rest of the party. Or find the guy and sign us all up without the consent of the others.
There's the beginner we know and love.
Yeah. Try, at least try to find out what this guy knows. If the information was so important, like how do we destroy the Copper Crown? We need to try to figure out what the guy knows and where the expedition is going to, and why.
Okay. So you go to Ordo, and you ask to see Leeromei, the Ordo magicians whose name Mother Mahir gave you.
Yeah.
And you sign in on the ledger, Guy and Bo, before you enter the Ordo. I assume you sign your...
Whenever I have to sign something, I sign with a cross, like if I were someone that doesn't know how to read and write. I sign with a cross. I don't let my name written anywhere.
Yeah, the goblin doorman looks at it and goes, "You can't read or write?"
Yeah, that's my name. 2 lines cross.
X is your name.
That's my name. I'm Guy.
He crosses out. Your name is Guy then.
Yeah, but it's written like I wrote it before. That's how everybody writes my name. Why
he makes
are you
a
writing it?
little notation in the ledger.
Else?
Little notation in the leather. Man signs a cross, says his name is Guy. Your last name is Guy?
Guy. I put my name. Guy Hadid. That's my name.
Hadid. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how to spell that, but how make it do?
It's like this. You make like this, and that's it.
So you and Bo come into the antechamber, and you're kind of milling around in the antechamber. There's a stairway that leads up, and 2 giant oak doors on either side. and you're asked to wait there. And eventually, a middle-aged Ordo magician kind of comes in. He's tall and thin, got a big beakish nose. He's wearing kind of adept robes, and he is. Bo, are you sleeping? He's wearing robes, and he approaches you and Bo, Guy, and you have asked for me. I am Leeromei.
We have. Bo's a little bored.
And what business do you have?
We want to lend assistance with the Copper Crown.
You hear him hiss a little bit. He kind of looks around. Come with me then. Just be quiet. Looks around. He's in the middle of the antechamber of the Ordo magician.
Yeah. I just nod.
He keeps walking down, and he brings you in, and he looks around. He opens a small door, and there's a kind of small room with a little table, and he closed the door, but he doesn't sit down. He goes, "Where did you hear that? We are looking for men to look in on an expedition."
We heard it on good word.
And whose word was that? I should judge whether it's good or bad.
Well, if you must know, it's Mother Mihira's.
That woman.
One word is the same as another word.
Are
Do you
you?
tell us how can we help? Where are we going? Why are we going there?
What are your names
How
and
many
how many
of us are
times
there?
have you been in the forest? I ask these questions if you're going on an expedition that we pay for.
I'm your guy, man.
And how many times have you been in the forest?
Oof, I've been in so many forests, I lost count.
He kind of looks at Bo and he goes, "Do I know you?"
You do? Maybe not as bloody as you normally would know me. You
And
see a lot of blood on my person.
yeah, you still haven't washed
I don't-
yet? He kind of looks you up and down like, "What is your name,
Probably not.
man?"
Oh, Jangles. You know, you see, like my face is clean and clear.
And you are not working
like-
for Night Pitch anymore? You are not a guardsman, Bo? Jangles?
No,
And you wish to work for the...
that was a loose contract.
But you have connection to this Copper Crown.
Oh, we do.
And you are willing to enter a contract with the Ordo. We pay you in Thaler, and whatever is found out about our expedition, you return with the information and any treasure they may have accumulated already.
I think that's reasonable. But what payment would you make for myself and my friend?
Let's see. It's just the two of you.
Well, I
No,
probably would share with him that we have other companions. They are just elsewhere in the city on business.
Well, we don't need that many. It is just a scouting mission. Go, see what happened to the expedition, recover what is necessary, keep them safe, return them as needed. 50 thaler apiece. We have a map to the area and the location. But you
Agreed.
cannot tell anyone.
and a reason. We need a reason. Why? Why that place? Else we cannot protect ourselves. Come on, man. Give us something.
Why
Well-
else? You obviously haven't been into Davokar. He kind of looks down at you.
Y-
Why do
You
men?
said- you
Why do
said
men
that-
and women go into Davokar?
You
Treasure?
sent the other
Treasure?
you sent the other fools blind, and what do you have to do now? Send another pair of fools there? Come on, man.
Actually,
Tell us something.
it was an Ordo expedition led by magicians,
Yeah,
like
whatever.
a permanent expedition at whatever site it is that they've lost contact with, and they haven't
Yeah,
had reports
there is
from.
something. There is something I don't understand. You are trying to destroy this fucking crown. Why are you going up there looking for more stuff?
He kind of looks at you funny, and he goes, "Destroy? Why would we destroy artifacts? They are fantastic discoveries and must need investigation and cataloging. We are not destroying anything."
So you're looking stuff to know how to make it works? That makes sense.
We are there to uncover the truth.
Nice.
The expedition was to return whatever artifacts were found at the site to the Ordo for investigation and discovery. We have nothing to do. It is perhaps the site of the Copper Crown, but there are other things there that could be found. Copper Crown has been lost. And he kind of looks at Bo. Am I not correct?
You are correct.
Bo, you're lying. You roll discreet for me.
So we need a little bit more than a map, and I'm trying to distract you.
More than a map.
You take your attention out of Bo, so he can roll discreet with advantage or something like that.
Sure.
I don't know.
He can roll discreet with advantage. He's gonna need as much help as possible.
we will need more than a map to go there. Maybe a memo about the place, a little bit of information.
No, favor is a double roll. Advantage is a +2. He just knows where the expedition is, the possible routes in which you can take to get there. Oh, look, it rolled 2 dice. No, I don't think so. It rolled twice for you, but it showed a fail. You just see a flicker, Bo, when you say the Copper Crown has been... He looks to you for acknowledgement that the Copper Crown has been destroyed, and a little light goes off. You can tell that he knows that the Copper Crown probably is in someone else's possession, which isn't common knowledge. But he doesn't say anything about it. But it's information that Bo can tell that he just gave him. Guy, he just tells you that Leeromei just tells you that he has a route to the location of the expedition. It must be kept quiet and a small company. How you get there is up to you. There are many ways to get there through Davokar itself.
Okay. We will need money in advance for preparations, like 40 each.
He kind of laughs at you. 40 of the 50.
Come on.
We'll take half.
On, man.
How about half?
That is common agreement, half. And he kind of looks at you and he pulls out his purse and shakes it a little bit. Here's $50.
Okay, and give us a credit note for provisions. I grab the money and then I say, okay, and give us a credit note for provisions in your favorite store.
That's all the note you need right there is 50 thaler, or 25 thaler a piece. So it's 50 thaler. There's plenty of provisions there.
Yeah,
and then he reaches out, but if you cannot do the job, we can find other men. It is not like you have the...
You can do whatever you want, but the money's already gone. It disappeared. Yeah.
He's going to escort you out the Ordo.
Magic.
On the morrow, come in the morning, I will meet you in the courtyard. I will give you the map to the expedition and any extra information that is necessary. Okay. The Goya and Lena, you're going to rob someone. Are you gonna?
just take
Rob is
take
such
your money.
a nasty word. I think we're gonna reappropriate our funds.
Okay. How do you, Lena? Are you in agreement? Are you and Degoy now like a pickpocket team? I mean, that's what the small folk do in Thistle Hold, but
Yeah, for now, because we need to achieve the goal to know the information about the white ghost.
okay. And how are you gonna go about this, Degoy and Lena? The city is pretty busy. There's lots of people on Autumn Street, but you're right in front of the guard shack to Night Home, which is up on a hill. You walk through the Queen Square and down a side street, the Summer Street. You know, there's Antique Plaza that has lots of business and people. No treasure hunting group has come back. So there's not like a huge throng in Antique Plaza, which makes pickpocketing really easy. And so what would your plan be?
I think we would probably head to the tavern.
You go to a tavern. Like,
yeah, maybe find a couple of drunk, loud patrons who maybe have had a little too much to drink.
you want
a pretty easy mark.
a rougher tavern or just,
Average.
average?
Yeah, average. Average is fine.
Okay. You don't want to go to like the Hangman's Pole in the most difficult part of the city. You're kind of going to go, somewhere a little bit more middle class.
Right. More middle class.
Okay. And you don't have any money though.
Nope. But we're just gonna go into the tavern and find a group that's been drinking a little too much and go from there.
All right.
I'll have Leanna will probably distract them and I'll probably pick the pocket.
You kind of mill about, Antique Plaza, the Queen Square. I don't know if you all have been here ever before. And you think about going to the Court and Harp, but boy, that's pretty high dollar there. And if you get caught stealing at the Court and Harp, you're going to be in shackles and hung outside the gate. And so you figure, well, perhaps I don't go to the Court and Harp. I'm going to go down Lassifers Road and go to the Queen Square. It's a little bit close to the Bomatorium. And you find a small tavern that's called Settorio's Place. It's down a couple steps in like the basement, with people living above you. It's kind of dark in there, and there's maybe 5 or 6 tables. At this time of day, there's some gambling going on. People, it's kind of a smaller treasure hunter kind of tavern where people are blowing off steam and spending some money. And there's a couple tables there with people drinking, playing cards and dice. How would it look? How would you go about it?
Well, like I said, I'm looking for an easy mark, somebody who's not paying attention, a little too drunk.
Okay.
I'd have maybe Lena approaches them, kind of distracts them as I come around behind and pocket a few coins.
So roll vigilant for me.
Ooh, both of us, or
No, just you. You're finding a mark.
that's horrible. You want Lena to find the mark.
Well, you said you were finding the mark and she was picking the pocket. So.
No, I'm picking the pocket.
Oh, you're picking the pocket. Okay, Lena.
Yeah,
Lena slides in front of you. You kind of take up seats. The barman comes over and asks you if you want drinks, what to eat. Perhaps you delay a little bit, somehow telling me you're, considering your options. And he kind of looks at you and shakes his head. Options? We have 2 beers, black brew and Thistle and soup. I'll be back You tell me which one, and it's 1 thaler apiece. Lena, he walks away and, puts his towel over his shoulder, and Lena kind of looks out and points out a group of people playing cards. There's a couple hanger-ons that are around the edges, watching them play cards and lay out thaler as we're playing, and a couple close in, and she picks out a mark that's, just watching the game, kind of on the edge to the Goy, that looks like has a small belt pouch on one hip, and he's kind of leaning over to one guy, watching him play his cards, and here lean back, and here lean over the other side and look at the other guy's cards, and sometimes he makes a face, and then the other guy kind of, elbows him like he's giving away his hand. What does the Goy do?
So I wait for Linda to approach him and kind of like, maybe she distracts him in some way. Yeah, distracts him, and then I come in and take the coin.
All right, Lena, make a persuasion check. And Degoy, make your quick check. I think it would be.
Quick or discreet?
It would probably be discreet. Yeah, discreet. Lena, look at that. You had to roll good too, because you had a persuasion of 7.
Oh Lord, I can't even. I don't even have any experience to do a reroll. This is crazy.
Lena does a fantastic job of taking his eye off the game for a moment. She looks disheveled anyways, but there's some air about her for whatever reason. And she initially takes his eye, but the Goy, you fumble. Like, flat out, you reach out to grab the coin purse. It's probably double knotted on his belt line. You yank at it somehow, or trip over the chair as the game is going on, and your hand falls heavy on his purse and almost pulls down his right hip. It's so bad. And immediately, he draws his sword and yells out, "Pickpocket!" And 3 or 4 other guys, have daggers in their hands. The chairs slide back from the card table, and the Goy finds himself corralled in this area with the guy holding on to his money and his short sword out. Lena, you see the Goy stumble into this guy. It's a completely botched, terrible try at pickpocketing.
Ow.
No one has really keyed in on you, and you surely have choices in this moment in which the Goy finds himself in trouble. What do you do?
Run, Forrest.
Do you stick with him, or are you like sliding out towards the door? Because it's mayhem, He's just trying to steal this guy's purse, and he's like practically falling to the table. The cards go flying everywhere. Just what you think a 20 would get him.
Trouble.
Yeah. Lena will try to do very fast thing. Still continue to get some money, and then pull the Goy and get out of that place.
She's gonna do a quick grab. She's like, "Money on the table."
Snatch and grab.
Oh, that's reasonable. Like, it's absolute mayhem when the Goy tries to steal it, because he rolls a 20, so he like disrupts the table, falls into places. He's got his hand still on the thing when he probably falls down to his knees, and Lena's gonna sweep up some of the thaler that goes clinking as the table tilts. Roll me I think it's a quick, like it's just a cash grab. I would just roll a quick test as you scoop and run, leaving the Goy to his fate. Oh, that's very good. I'll even roll extra for that.
So she's the thief in the party now.
Right.
Sneak.
Yeah, very sneaky. Apparently, I'm the distraction.
Roll reversal.
Oh, wow. She gets like...
Nice.
Yeah, so Lena, you probably grab some guy's hat or something that's fallen, and you, as the table slips, you just slink in, and like the thalers go clinking down the table, ting-a-ling-ling, as everyone's suddenly in a tumult and going to put an edge to Degoy, and you shovel in all of a sudden as this table upends and kind of goes to the ground, and you scoop it up and go towards the door, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Degoy, we'll have to get back to you next session as you enter into trouble.
I'm like, gentlemen, sorry, clumsy guy.
Right. I don't think that's going to work with a 20. All bets are off. If you rolled anything but a 20, sure, but 20 gets you in trouble every time. Leeromei, we're due night home, and then we're like finish up, if that's okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and get off for now.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Leeromei, you still there?
They die in a tavern trying to steal some money, and we never see them again.
Well, we'll end here. I think Leeromei has fallen asleep on us. Hopefully you all had fun.
Yeah, it was great.
I will write some things about what you find out about the Copper Crown, and I liked the beginning. I thought it was pretty funny, which was unplanned, but you all had some fun responses to the very beginning, and then to the Winter's wife. But I'll write some things in.
That was an intense encounter. Like, no one knew what the fuck was going on. Everybody against everybody. Like,
what was great was it was all completely improv. I had no idea what was going to happen, and I decided, well, I'll feed you some stuff and see what it goes. And then I just ran with the winter wife, and I thought it was really fun to have you in that kind of situation